What's happening, everybody? Welcome to Elite Encounters and our complete playthrough of Paizo's Bloodlord's Adventure Path for Pathfinder 2nd Edition. I'd like to give a special welcome back to the Elite. That is our subscribers out there on Twitch and on YouTube. We are simulcasting right now on YouTube, so if you're watching there, be sure to hit that subscribe button. If you're here with us on Twitch, be sure to hit the follow button, subscribe if you can, and while you're there, check out the links to our webpage, which is elite-encounters.com. There you can find information on our upcoming content. You can find information on our Patreon with its 4 subscription tiers, offering you physical and participatory rewards. Now's the time where I like to hear my own voice echoing back in my ears and give everybody their skull bones.
All right.
Okay,
like
everyone's okay? Everyone's
we're good.
Great?
We're good.
Everyone has their associated digits attached still?
Yeah. Well,
okay.
I mean...
okay, fair enough. Okay, skull bones. Yeah, Jenny's already itching for hers.
Oh, fair. You have more digits than the rest of us.
Thank you.
Just helps with my advanced counting skills.
Even on the way here today, I thought we were potentially in risk of being collateral
people
damage.
Are still out there going crazy. Yes. I'll get it to you in just a moment because these skull bones, for those of you who are new to the show, are our hero points here on Bloodlords, where we're basically use these to re-roll your own roll if you're not happy with that, or you can force a re-roll on the GM, or you can turn in all your skull bones that you've accumulated throughout the episode to avoid death. So now, Joseph, now that I've said that, I'll give you this one.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, I will say I was pretty impressed with good old back home again in Indiana, with the greater Indianapolis area being the worst AQI in the world for a day on Saturday.
Yes. Look, we wanted to really celebrate our freedom. Okay?
Something like that.
So, that being said, yeah, it was a combination of the change in the atmosphere.
Yeah, basically just like blocked all of
trapped.
the firework fumes down in one place.
Yeah, thanks, weather. Okay, that being said, for those of you who don't celebrate 4th of July, what is going on?
What is happening?
Why? Yeah. Is somebody watching Monday Night Football somewhere?
Yeah.
Like, what the hell?
Monday night.
This is a live show, and I should... okay.
Da 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 da. Pop.
Yeah, I'm missing Monday Night Football. It's Monday Night Football, isn't it?
That's right. Welcome to Monday Night Bloodlords.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Monday Night
That's
Mayhem.
what we're doing. Monday night.
Which was also a live show, and still is a live
That's
show.
right.
SmackDown, however, was not. And watching tapings of SmackDown was hilarious. But that's a whole nother podcast. I'll shut up.
My love for you grows daily.
I'm going to stop yapping and get to recapping. Because...
if you watch Barnabas Brushes, you know.
If I can hear myself talk. Okay, so... what happened last time? So first of all, you guys, after a 28-day kind of hiatus, 28 days after that fateful dinner with Governor Seven Stomachs, you guys met with Berlin on the 21st of Gozrin. By the way, Gozrin is named after the god Gozre, who is a dualistic deity of nature. The male aspect is the god of storms and sky, and the female aspect is the goddess of waves and surf. That god is referred to as the wind and the waves. Just a little Galarian lore dropped on you. But on 21st of Gozrin, you met with Berlin again. Berlin explained that she had tracked down Kep Getta's mother, Iron Tavia, as part of a coven of hags called the Graveclaw, and that they seemed to be responsible for the production of grain grit and tremor paste. All right,
we found the source.
Yeah.
Of the Monday Night Football.
Okay, focus on this. So Berlin asked you to hunt down Iron Tavia and destroy her, along with the rest of her coven. She had Reacher give you guys a map to the nearby Axon Woods. That's an area where Iron Tavia has most recently been known to be active. And at that point, Berlin brings in a new associate for you, Amon Tahir. Informs you that this person is not the man you once knew. Zareth is dead. He does not exist anymore in any form, and Ammon himself is broken. Berlin knows and is quite certain that he will continue to prove himself both to you guys and to her. The group spent some time making preparations and gathering stuff for a wilderness journey. Come to find out, you had no idea what you were doing. But you made your way into the woods on the 23rd of Gozer, after a couple days of gathering supplies, etc. Your first day in the woods, you ran into a couple fey creatures, some brownies, I think. They were some brownies.
Sure. With red hats and steel-toed boots.
Red caps and, yes, iron-toed boots. Those evil fey tried to take your heads, but you ended up defeating them instead. So no worries there. I guess brownies aren't as tough as they sound. And
not
while
as
you were
chocolatey either.
while you were doing that, you did get the sensation you were being watched, and somebody noticed that a wolf was kind of observing you from the edge of the forest, from the edge of the clearing. But the wolf noticed and disappeared pretty much right away into the underbrush. But from that moment on, you felt like someone was watching. Later that night, while you were setting up your camp and gathering wood, etc., you ran into Drusilla, a woman of the wood who sought shelter at your camp. She offered some apples and a game of riddles. The game went okay, but Alara was definitely on her riddle-solving, had a riddle-solving cap on, and got all the riddles correct, which earned a little bit of respect from Drusilla. And the way she was treated at your camp. At that point, she revealed that she also wanted Iron Tavia dead. Iron Tavia, about 20 years ago, had lured her husband away to father a child and killed him. 20 years ago, and you know Iron Tavia, her daughter Kepgetta, was right around 20. The group reveals that you are in fact out to kill Tavia, so Drusilla offers you not only her thanks for helping her as well, but she gives you a few boons. First of all, a touch of luck. For the next 24 hours, you will be able to re-roll. Well, you'll be able to roll twice and take the best on any d20 roll you want within the next 24 hours. So keep that in mind, because you're going to need it.
Oh.
All d20 rolls, or do we just like pick one?
You pick one,
Pick one.
and that's the one you get essentially
The touch of luck.
advantage. Yeah, the
Gotcha,
touch of
gotcha.
luck.
That would be so insane.
Yes, for the
Level
next
4.
24 hours, all your rolls. No,
Yes,
that would,
I mean, that's what I heard.
that's what I heard.
that would be incorrect. So let
against
me
one.
just snuff that out now. No, it's all of you against me. and
This
in
is
the
not a
end,
competitive
you lose.
game.
That's true. However, I am in control of the rules. I control the vertical and the horizontal.
Oh.
Bring it back down.
Next, you're going to tell me Pluto's not a planet.
That's right. Okay. Back to where we were last time. You also received something called the Hunter's Hagbook, which didn't get a lot of time to go through and determine what it was. But now that Drusilla has left camp, left you with a basket of apples and this book and this fey touch of luck, you're now ready to set up camp and proceed with your evening setup. I think Ophelia's still setting up a tent. It's been working on it for some time.
That's because I don't know what I'm doing.
That's all right.
It comes with instructions, but who needs that?
Yeah, just look at the.
I'm looking at
this
the
is-
instructions.
That's for Mike.
Why, thank you.
All right. So you find yourselves. It's definitely getting dark in here. The canopy. You know, you can occasionally see the glint of starlight through the canopy, a patch of sky as maybe the wind blows and like opens up the canopy above you to just show a small patch, maybe some moonlight. But it's very dark in here. What do you guys? What do you do?
So, I think while everyone is attempting to set up camp or tents or
I have 8 tents.
Yeah.
That'll fit us all.
Sure.
And I'm telling
just
you
gonna-
what, I give up.
Blink out a quiescence and just kind of phase out. See you guys.
I will sit down and I pull out like a piece of parchment and a pen or a quill, and I just kind of sit and relax, and I just kind of lay my hand on this parchment, and you just kind of watch as Lysander's eyes just kind of roll back into his head, and then his hand just kind of just starts making this like circular motion all over this paper.
What?
And it just starts like making and filling the paper with spirals and spirals and spirals and spirals and spirals. And he does this for about 10 minutes. So I don't know what you guys do for 10 minutes, but I'm scribbling on it, what looks like scribbling on a piece of paper for 10 minutes.
Yeah, I think most of you would clearly notice this. I'm assuming at this point you've built a fire. Drusilla sat around the fire with you.
Yep.
And you're probably doing this near the fire. So I know just about all of you can see in the dark, or at least with low light, so you might want to stay close to the fire. So you definitely notice this happening with Lysander.
I collected the firewood and started the fire, and I'm just tending the fire to help keep them warm. And as I'm doing that, like, I kind of see him, and I'm just watching.
Do you know how to do this? Of 10 stakes.
I have a bedroll. I'm just using.
Fine.
Yeah, I definitely like am mid just rolling out a bedroll under the stars as well, that I'm just basically just gonna float over top of. But yeah, I do notice Lysander just totally entranced in this drawing. Lysander, what are you doing?
If it's in the first like 10 minutes, he doesn't reply. You could like walk up to him and talk to him, and I'm just completely like, my head's probably back and my arm is just kind of like.
Do I know what he's doing?
Would you like a recall knowledge occultism to kind of get a sense of what's happening here?
Yes.
You've never seen this before, especially with your friend here.
Well,
and maybe your mind's still on the tent, which after a little while you do manage to get one of the poles set up to where you have half the tent now ready.
no, I give up.
Okay.
I'm
You have a
shoving it
functional lean-to, I guess.
back. I'm shoving
Just
it back
lean
into
it on
the
the
thing.
tree.
Fuck this thing.
Okay, I understand. You do have a +2. Okay, but
Yeah, I
yeah,
know.
unfortunately, maybe the frustration, you're watching him, you're like, whatever, I don't know what he's doing, I'm hungry. But you're not entirely sure yet what's happening.
So after the 10 minutes, he kind of like, the pen drops out of his hand and falls on the ground, and what looks like a piece of parchment would it's just scribbles all over it and all over it and all over it. And Lysander will take the parchment, and with the fire kind of roaring, he takes it and he kind of holds it up to the fire, and the light piercing through the back, you can, if you're like looking over his shoulder,
I would be very intently paying
you
attention
see
at this point.
like the glow is like lighting up words from where the scribbles had gone, and just where there's spaces, like words just kind of
like in the negative space.
yes,
That's crazy.
form on the paper.
Okay.
And he picks up the paper and he kind of holds it out like out in front of him, and would you want me to read this?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that if you want to read this aloud, or if you want to read this as like this is your in your headspace and no one's hearing this,
Yeah.
that's up to you.
Yeah, so at first he's going to hold it out there, and the words kind of appear on the paper, right? Almost like some kind of weird occult magic is happening. And he kind of will read through the negative energy there. And it says, though frail at first, appearances be a monstrous witch, which her form is free, gathered off the covens numbered 3. Tough as iron, her flesh is wrought, her claws of iron cast deadly lots. A folly for her affections to be sought. Stolen from cribs, the infants weep, children lured to shadows deep, men seduced to eternal sleep. And then, since you're like standing right there, he will read it very quietly so you could hear him.
Yeah.
And if I was looking, I would be like reading along.
Yeah, right through, yeah.
So there is a part at the bottom that he quickly folds the paper and doesn't read out loud.
Oh.
So if you're reading along,
Right, I definitely notice there's more.
You definitely notice
Yeah.
there's more, and then he takes the paper and he folds it, and and he kind of like sits up and he says, "We're definitely in for a quite dangerous battle or altercation in front of us. Essentially, this ability is a feat of mine, allows me to channel some interactions, and it gives me a lore that I do not have, and it allows me to roll my occultism on that lore for knowledge of the thing.
Gotcha.
So I took when I did it this evening, I'm looking for lore hags.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find out anything I
Specifically
can
about-
about
yeah.
these specific hags, just trying to like drill down any information I get. And that kind of like touches on that, and it gives me that information. So I'm going to roll, unless you're going to roll because it's a recall knowledge.
It is a recall knowledge using your occultism as the
yep.
lore, and
Which is a 9.
a 9. Okay, good. Yeah, I'll go ahead and
Okay.
since we don't want you to know.
That's right, we don't wanna
if
know.
you don't know because you don't know,
Right?
or you don't know because you do know, but I didn't tell you.
That's fine.
Right? That's how you play this game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Play to lose.
That's cocked. Okay. All right. So this is a specific lore. So the DC is typically lower.
Correct.
And what I'm going to give you is lore Iron Hag.
Great.
Because you know that's what you're facing most
Yep.
likely.
Yep.
You know that Iron Tavia is an Iron Hag. So that first section of your verse, if you
Yep.
want to hit that again, I'll explain what that is.
So, though frail at first, appearances be, a monstrous witch with her form is free. When her form is free, gathered off of covens and numbered 3.
Right. So hags, specifically Iron Hags, typically form covens of 3 hags. But you know from Berlin that Iron Tavia has been operating alone in here.
Right.
Right.
And that's not normal. So that's something that's a little off specifically about Iron Tavia. You also, from that first 2 lines, frail in form they might be, hags have a particular ability to shapeshift. And that's how they're able to lure people, in, whether it's small children or men out in the woods,
Yep.
to their nefarious purpose. And that when they finally do reveal themselves, they are monstrous. They're large.
Right.
So when they finally show their true form, they're going to be a lot bigger than you. That's the first
Yep.
first verse.
You want the second one?
Sure.
Tough as iron, her flesh is wrought, her claws of iron cast deadly lots. A folly for her affections to be sought.
Right. So they're evil, and so the first part, their hide is extremely tough, and not a lot of things will break through that resiliency, that resistance of their natural kind of hide hide.
Yep.
And their claws are extremely deadly. Iron hags have extremely long claws that are made and function as metal, and if they get both claws into you, they will tear you limb from limb.
Love it.
Okay.
Yep.
And then the third verse, not same as the first.
Stolen from cribs, the infants weep. Children lured to shadows deep. Men seduced to eternal sleep.
Yeah, so because they have the ability to change their shape, they also have hags, in order to continue to repopulate, they have to lure men to their homes, bear children from those men after seducing them, usually murdering them shortly after the fact, and then raising those children as changelings to eventually grow into hags themselves through some occult ritual that no one really fully understands. But they also have a penchant for stealing children just cause, for reasons. They may steal human children for playthings to abuse or to eat, or other hideous occult rituals.
It's horrible.
And they are horrible,
that's-
horrible beings. And so that, your automatic writing has revealed that through your lore. So
Sure.
I gave you a little bit more
Love it.
flavor-wise because
Yeah.
I wanted to, this is a really specific use of this. And
Yeah,
I wanted
totally.
to give you that. And yeah, there you go.
So Lysander will get up with the paper and he walks over to the fire and he throws it on the fire. And
When you do that, and it starts to catch, so normally you would see paper smoldering in a fire and it's orange. This one gives off a strange kind of greenish, trailing purple
Whoa.
kind of flashing as it disappears in the flames.
and I think that Mert, if you were there, like when when he throws it on there, I'm not necessarily careful. So I mean, I suppose it could have probably fallen open as he's just kind of discarding it into the fire. So I don't know how you want to deal with that.
Oh, like a perception to maybe
Yeah.
decipher
Because
that
I'm
last
not
line.
like crumbling it and
Yeah.
like sticking it in there. I'm just kind of like walking up nonchalantly and just tossing it into the fire.
I definitely would try to read that last line as you tossed it in if I could.
You want to...
Natural 20.
Oh.
Hey!
Oh.
So as this crumpled paper starts basically uncurling in the flames, and that green and purple eerie, I don't even know what after image is trailing out of the paper. As it burns down to the last scrap, you do make out.
It's almost like the scene where it's just like the whole paper's burning except for that one, but it's just burning to that one.
That one last line. That's and the camera zooms in and it says,
bum, bum, bum.
"My brother, be wary. Doom lies before you."
Oh.
And we'll see you next week.
That's right. That's it.
Okay.
Hit that follow button,
change.
subscribe. Here we go.
Yep.
Lysander, who is your brother? What does that mean? My brother.
Mert, I'm sure you know what a brother is, yes?
Yes, of course. But is this a brother of the faith? Is it something that relates to this? Who is talking to you through these letters?
A sister.
Who and where and how? Is she with us now?
Mert, who are the voices that scream when you lurch into battle?
I care not think of it, but
I also...
many. There are many.
Do you know where they're from?
Yes, I do.
Well, maybe in this moment you have more answers than I do.
I suppose I would understand more than most what you mean.
I would like to actively roll deception to deceive Mert.
Okay. It's an 18 for my perception DC.
I rolled a 1. He knows I'm lying.
Okay. Well, isn't deception also a secret roll?
Oh, yeah, you're right. Oh, you're right. Thank the Lord.
Yeah. So while you may have rolled a natural one, and you see that and you assume, oh well,
Yeah,
he
sure.
knows everything. No, really, yeah. This notion that
I forgot
your
there was-
experiences are more important and you have more knowledge of what's going on than he even does seems to set true with you.
Yeah, and I think that the overwhelming emotion of him kind of pointing out what happens to me would definitely cloud my better judgment about what you're describing, and just be like, yep, I don't want to think about it, and I understand exactly what you're saying. Right.
I think Mert, we have many people, present or not, that hinge on our success.
I agree, Lysander. There are many that, well, let's just say the fate of more than just this 5 lie on the success of our errand, both past, present, and future.
I'm glad we agree. So, how can I help get things set up for us to rest this evening?
As this is happening, like when you're doing your scribbling and
Yep.
and then you read it aloud, I kind of like, I'm watching this happen, and I sit back to just take it in, and then you guys have that interaction, and I just look at you and go, chosen, and then just kind of go back
Yes, indeed.
to like stoking the fire and.
So yeah,
I gave up and sat cross-legged at the fire and ate an apple. Just listening.
Yeah.
Like,
I think Alara's probably already found her bedroll at this
Yeah,
point.
oh yeah, no, she's been floating above her bedroll just watching like the tent disaster slowly unfold, like very, very, very amused, like trying to hold back, wanting to come up with like a song about courageous attempts of the tent.
For once, it's a good day to be a ghost.
Yes.
You could always offer your vocal assistance, right? Which everyone loves when you're trying to do something that you are completely frustrated with. Having the people in the peanut gallery give you their pro tips is always a huge help.
Especially when they're on key.
One's tent stake in it. It's flopped. It's probably fallen over by now.
Yeah.
Well, if it does start raining, there might be something you can get under, and
Sure.
you may not have a lot of
The
room
tent-
or air in there, but
The tent stake is in the tree instead of in the ground.
it may
It's
or may
standing.
not blow away.
We just wrap ourselves like a tent,
like a blanket. So-
This is how you tent.
So, Mert, you've made mention before that there's a lot about your past that you don't remember.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
Is that intentional, or did it happen to you by accident, or I don't mean to pry, but
No, that's quite all right, Lysander. Some of it I try not to think on, but as time passes, more is revealed to me. It's not that I remember it all clearly. It comes in obscure visions and images and thoughts, phrases, smells. It comes back in glimpses, I guess. I did begin to notice, as we spent the last month waiting for our next errand from Berlin at the bank, I do truly believe that note we found about the halfling, that was meant for me. As I helped them get the books prepared, it was almost too natural, the processes I went through. I remember working at that bank. But why I've become what I am now and what took place is not clear to me yet. But certainly some trouble took place, and where I awoke is a place I don't want to mention or think about.
that's fair. And I guess this goes for all of you. I do have a knack for being a median between us and the spirits around us, so to say. And if there are things that your mind has subconsciously blocked away, or I would be willing to walk some dark paths with you to help enlighten them.
I greatly appreciate it, Lysander, but I don't think I'm quite ready for that walk yet. Maybe
Thoughts?
someday soon.
And he's at this point, like, he's pulled out a tarot card deck and he's like shuffling them in his hands.
My interest peaks, and I pipe out. Can you conceal memories?
Can I make you forget things?
Yes.
The mind is a powerful weapon. If wielded by the correct warrior, you can almost get it to do anything. What are you trying to hide from yourself?
And he just turns away.
Ugh. Mert definitely has that kind of welling up of compassion again when we first ran into Amon for the first time, and I'm so sorry, Amon. I'm so sorry for what she did to you. I'm glad to have you amongst us again.
No response or reaction, just stoking the fire.
Sweet.
Maybe he like looks at you with those sad eyes again, but then just kind of returns to the fire.
Yeah.
I think I'm just going to, Patrick, I'm just going to, like, sitting kind of across the camp area, I'm just going to flip my tarot cards out onto the ground, and just kind of like, not like a super personal reading with Amon, but I'm just kind of like staring at him, and I'm going to attempt to like read his fortune through the tarot cards, and just kind of see what they're going to tell me.
You do catch a glimpse of him doing this as you're stoking the fire.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'll see it, but I have no idea what he's doing.
Probably not.
So I don't know if you want to roll it or you want me to roll it. It's it's my lore fortune telling. I'm just essentially just kind of getting the, like, you know, I'm not, it's not Ricky Lake, and I'm not trying to figure out who his dad is or anything like that. I'm just, just kind of getting the general feel of. He spoke of a part of him that he wants to conceal.
Sure.
I mean, clearly there are things that come obviously right to my mind that he would want to conceal, but sometimes people talk in riddles to hide other things that he's trying to hide. So I'm just kind of like, just throwing these cards out to see what they're going to tell me.
So you're trying to get a sense of what he's hiding about
What
himself?
no, what he wants to hide. Like clearly he asked if there are things I can make him forget.
Oh.
Right? And clearly there are things that come to my mind immediately, like, being turned into a zombie, or, the pain or whatever he went through with whatever, right? Or whatever that is.
Okay.
So it's just...
Since this isn't really a recall knowledge
Sure.
or anything, this is more of an effect that you're doing, I'm going to let you roll it.
Okay. That's a natural 20 for a 27.
Okay.
Okay, so you're basically just trying to get an idea of what I'm trying to suppress.
Correct. And it's very superficial. I'm not like, we're not in close quarters. You're not telling me any information. I'm just letting the cards tell me.
And
like
this
the
is
tarot cards.
probably through a vision
Yes.
that you're seeing.
So would you see what I saw, or like feel my feelings, or
It could be anything. It could be a feeling you're trying to. It could be, and like I said, maybe if we were closer, it'd be probably a very visceral, very vivid vision. But because I'm just like across the room, just kind of like flipping it through, it could just be like an emotion, or maybe a quick flash of something that I would see, and it would be like, oh shit, okay, okay.
Bear in mind, you got a natural 20.
Yeah.
okay. So you would get the sense of betrayal, not just me against you all, but after that, like, series of betrayals against people I love, and a deep sense of loss
Okay.
of people I love.
Oh my gosh.
So it'd be like, you'd flip all the tarot cards over, and they would just kind of line up, and he's just going through, and like, without even looking at this point, I think I'm probably just staring at Amon, and I'm just flipping through the cards, and like as the last card comes up, it's like death, or like whatever that is, that the loss of the people that he loves. And I
Also-
probably don't even look at it. I just know that that's the card that's there.
You'd also get a sense of like fear,
Okay.
and like obedience,
Ooh.
basically.
Okay. Cool. I love all of those things. Super great. I will get up, and you said what you said it's the tower card?
Yes.
Okay. I will get up, and I will walk over, and I'll hand you the tower card out of my tarot deck. Or I guess I'll just hand it in your direction. And I'll say, sometimes, friend, the cost of loyalty is too high. And I hand you the card. It's like kind of in my hand, and love isn't an emotion. It's a choice. And I just kind of lay the card at your feet, and I walk back over and sit back down where I was.
Well,
So Amon had no idea you saw all of this stuff, so I've just been sitting there stoking the fire, and then you come and hand me that,
Yep.
and I pick it up and look at it, and I think of your words, and they haven't really
Yep, sure.
sank in yet.
Yep.
They don't really make much sense to me yet, so I just kind of sit there and
Yeah, for sure.
oh man.
cool.
Cool. Thanks, pal. Do you need this back, like for a 52 card pickup or something? Anyway.
No, out of
72.
character, that was cool. That's super rad.
I agree, it was super rad. And so for the first hour of play, you guys earned an extra SCOBA.
Whoa.
Apparently, I'm supposed to give these out every hour. Yeah, right.
Yeah, whatever. Not played with Patrick before.
We'll try to stick to the
No, you're good, dude.
what we do. But yeah, it was very well done, because I think that revealed some things about all of us, and maybe opened some new questions.
Well, good thing Mert only needs a few hours of sleep a night, because he's gonna be up for a while trying to
Process what he
put
just
himself to bed.
saw.
Oh man.
He's like, oh shit, there's some creepy stuff
Yeah.
happening.
Just a tad unsettling.
Yeah.
Speaking of getting some sleep,
Yeah.
everyone is starting to get fairly tired. Do we want to have any kind of watch set up or anything throughout the night, or just
yeah,
want to sleep
I'm not-
under the stars?
I'm not comfortable not having to watch.
Yeah,
that's
I think
for sure.
along that same vein, Mert definitely would offer to take first watch. He definitely needs some time to be with his thoughts, and can be first watch until he can be relieved.
I think. Are you? I know I need 8 hours of sleep, but I think I would like to take first watch with Mert and then sleep afterwards.
Sure.
That's fine. Maybe you can do like a 4-hour rotation,
Yep.
and then as he continues on, someone else could join
Yep.
him. So yeah, we'll do that. And then who wants to do like a second with Mert, or does Mert want to be alone?
I can do that because by then I'm sure the fire will need tending to.
Sure.
Okay.
I want to keep my warm friends warm.
Yeah, and then I think that would get the spellcasters 8 hours. So
Yep.
if the two ladies would like to take the third watch,
Sure.
not that I want to manage your camp for you. This is
Sure.
your camp. I'm just here
Yeah.
to read the books and stuff. Okay, so it sounds like we have
Yes.
everything squared away. So the first watch, you guys get set up. Those of you who start your quiescence or your sleep, whatever your physical or non-physical form may need. Yeah, we'll kind of do some perceptions throughout each shift just to see what you see. But is there anything else going on while you guys are sitting there?
I think I'm. As everyone kind of drifts to sleep, and it's just Mert and I think Lysander is not like it's not that he's not the observant one on watch, but he's always kind of like he always feels like he's preoccupied with 1,000 other things, right? But this particular watch, he's very kind of quiet, very observant, and probably at like the final hour of our watch or something, like right before he goes to bed, he just leans over to Mert and says, her name is Catherine. And then he gets up and wakes up Aman and goes to bed.
Good. Mert definitely is not going to sleep at all tonight. Awesome.
Okay, you'll have the exhausted condition.
Great.
Way to fuck your party member. Yeah!
Yeah.
I'm
It-
sure you
Keep
get
giving
some.
him stuff to
That
like,
definitely
think
hits
about.
him, but like bounces off. Like he's
Yeah.
very deep in kind of what we discussed earlier.
Yeah.
Like just thinking over it, and going back over all the details, all the glimpses, all of the little pieces to try to understand.
Yep.
What did happen to me? How long was I there? Why now? Just things that you can't even begin to piece together.
That's it from us, at least for me.
Yeah.
During our watch, I'm kind of also thinking about, like, I notice you're kind of mulling things over, and I'm busy with the fire, and I'm thinking about what's happened as well, and I'm pretty quiet.
Yeah. Cool. I like that. It's better than this guy is just traumatizing me right in the left.
Hey, we all have our skills.
Traumatization.
Yes.
You do seem fairly focused on the fire, and you're newly acclimating to your ability to see in low light. So maybe the dazzling of the fire. You don't really notice anything out of the ordinary. But Mert, near the end of your shift, you do notice that there are a few sets of eyes that will occasionally appear on the edge of your camp and just kind of watch for a little bit, and then move off back into the underbrush growth.
Yeah.
Underbrush.
I definitely place my hand on my hilt and ready myself, but not alert the camp unless further action is required. So
Yeah, they just seem to be watching
Yeah.
and leaving. That's it.
freaky.
All right, then I suppose you would set about.
Yeah, I think
Finally getting
when
some
I
rest.
take some rest and I do see Alara and Ophelia, I would let them know. Keep a close watch. I did see some eyes earlier. They seem to just be watching, so we may be safe as long as we're near the fire, but just be careful. And then go off to sleep.
Sleep well. after they've gone to sleep. So the boys have bonded.
Yeah, that was a little intense.
A little.
Except without a tent.
I'm sorry, I'm inadequate in that space.
It's okay. I couldn't even touch it, so not like I'm gonna be helpful.
I love it.
I'll pull forward Kith and let him fly around.
Okay.
And, like, really introduce him to Alara.
Oh, all right.
Oh. Well, he's lovely.
He's a little dimorphodon.
He was, in
shadow.
fact, not lovely.
Little.
He's very
like
tiny.
It's like ugly
Tiny.
cute, you know, like a pug. It's just ugly cute.
Yes, ugly cute. It's a little lizard thing.
As you are doing this, it does dawn on you that with your familiar, if you come across written forms of occult spells, you can take those and destroy them by brewing them into some kind of tea or cooking them into some kind of paste or other kind of substance that your familiar can ingest and learn that spell.
Oh.
So that is one way, like a wizard could find a spell book and transcribe that spell into their own spell book so that they can go forward and continue to use that spell.
All I see now is like
But
the
he
bird from
eats
like from Shawshank Redemption, where she's got like the coat and she's like feeding it like pieces of a scroll. Like, here you go, little buddy. Eat it.
Yeah, it is entirely how you want to do it, but as long as you take the entire written form of the spell, you do have to destroy it.
That's so good.
And then you would have to make a roll to have your familiar imbibe that and learn it.
That's so good.
Sorry, something just came to my mind, and then I just remembered we have this book.
It's true.
Yes. I was gonna ask about that.
Well, come here. We'll keep watch and flip through it and see what we can find.
Very cool.
So that is I'm not too I don't know, happy with the name of the Hunter's Hag Book. Like, I don't know, it could be a Hag Hunter's Handbook. Just Googling it is a pain in my butt right now. So this is as you're looking at this, it's a magical book that the actual title is The Grimoire of Lady Jane Cutler.
That's a way better title.
Yeah.
That's way better.
It's basically a grimoire collected by a legendary Varisian monster hunter. It's a spell book, essentially, and it can hold up to 100 spells.
Ooh.
But the following spells are always in the book and cannot be removed from it, but do count against the total.
That's cool.
So this might not be something that you can tear out and feed your familiar.
That's all right. But I did think about it.
Yeah. Here you go, little buddy. Eat a book.
So this contains the spells Blind Eye, Blood Duplicate, Caster's Imposition, Hag's Fruit, Ritual Obstruction, and Web of Influence.
Ooh.
Now, if there may be remastered versions of those spells. We'll find out.
Jane
Yes.
Cutler is old school, so
That's right.
Yeah. She
This is
was
a
a monster hunter way before.
yeah,
the
Way before the
Oracle
remastery.
Essence.
this is the first printing.
yeah.
Are all of these spells occult or other?
They should be all occult because the book itself is an occult.
So either one of us could cast these.
Yeah. So now
could as well.
to prepare a spell from a spell book, neither of you do is the problem.
Huh?
Neither of you actually prepare spells from a spell book.
Oh.
However,
It doesn't have like an activate
Yep, I'm gonna feed
action,
it to
right?
my
It would be
buddy.
separate.
yeah, I'm not sure if you can use it as a scroll because usually in a wizard spell book you can tear the page out
Yeah.
Right.
and use it as a scroll,
Right.
and then it's destroyed.
Right.
But this specifically says you
Yeah,
cannot
remove it.
remove them.
That's interesting.
So, yeah, we may have to dive into that a little bit more, maybe off air, to find out exactly how you can use this.
So
On the next actually, we'll find out if Alara, Ophelia, and Lysander
No, not me.
can cast occult spells out of a book.
Yeah, it's going to be weird because I think you're the closest one
Yep.
because of your familiar, right? Because your familiar is
Yep.
essentially a living spell book.
Yeah.
Lysander gets his directly from his source, whatever that may be.
That's right.
You're more divine than
100%.
occult. So,
I'm the chosen one.
Yeah. Alara's are kind of more innate occult spells that come from her innate performance abilities.
I think
Her
whether or
presence
not
of awesomeness.
whether or not you guys learn the spells directly from the book or not, though, the book may still be of some value to you if you can cast those spells.
And that's why I'm curious, because if this is a book designed, I'm assuming to hunt hags, then these must be the spells. This should give us some insight into
how to defeat her?
Yeah,
Yes.
magic's use against him. Yep.
and maybe we have similar resources, even if
Yeah, something like
We can't
ritual
prove
interruption
directly.
sounds like something that could be useful against a hag.
That is true. So,
Pass that and it rings the
Alara
doorbell.
and I are going to spend the night glancing up from the book and going, this sounds like this spell.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of this one? Can you do something like that?
Okay. So the interesting thing is every time I click the link for the spells in our preferred, or my preferred database of Pathfinder information that's free online, the Archives of Nethys, it links me to guns and gear crap.
Oh, it's like a broken link.
Yeah, all the links are busted. So maybe during the break I'll give somebody a list
Sure,
of the
we'll
spells.
figure it out.
And we
Let's do that.
Dig through them and find him.
and I think in your preparations in the morning, you can always maybe leave a slot open and then commune for an hour with your familiar to like do something else. So we'll play around with that
Okay.
because I want you to be able to use this,
Yeah,
but I also
definitely.
don't want to like break any rules,
Yep.
so to speak. But it's just that stupid line of like it can't be removed.
Sure.
We're just going to go over it
I don't see why you can't tear the
Look up.
pages out of it.
every once in a while.
Just make your familiar a backpack out of it or something. They're still in there,
Open up, buddy.
It has to eat it.
you know.
Yeah. So
Well, I guess if he eats it whole, he's not removing the pages.
Yeah, just eats the whole book.
He eats the whole book.
entire book.
Could she write it down and then
It's a workaround.
give that to her?
I would have to be able to write a scroll.
Like scribe scroll. That's interesting,
It's
though.
extremely complex, but
Yeah.
yeah. Well, the mechanical flavor of like getting this into your spell repertoire, we'll figure out.
Yeah, we'll make it work.
But for now, you got to get through.
The hag. Well, hell, at
You
this
gotta get
point,
through the night.
just the woods.
So the two of you haven't been given Mertz like kind of heads up about keep an eye out for this. You guys are both extremely curious about this book.
Yeah.
You're commiserating over the bonding of your male compatriots, but you do also notice that every now and then, maybe up in the trees, maybe in the underbrush, sets of eyes that will come and just watch, and then go back off into the underbrush, or the shadow of a bird might fly off into what patch of night sky you can see.
Do we have?
Might hear the
Does it
flutter of
matter if
wings.
we have dark vision?
It would matter if you have dark vision, and they're hidden very well. So, but you might make out like every now and then a raven or a wolf. Just your typical woodland creatures. Do you have survival?
That's
I have a
kidding.
+2.
That's a funny question.
It's a doggy.
Funny you should ask.
Can you pet that dog? The answer
I want to pet
is
that
yes.
dog.
You can always
I pet that dog. I'd like to pet that dog.
Now, whether or
I
not
can
that dog
always
rolls
try.
initiative.
I can always try to pet it.
But none of the creatures that approach your camp seem like they're threatening or want to kind of actually attack your camp. They're just observing, it seems.
Pet that dog.
Like, almost as if some powerful fae came to our camp and said, these people are okay.
It's possible.
Strong possibility.
Or these are her agents watching you.
Also a possibility.
Hard to tell.
Yeah, fun
But
times.
you do get through the rest of the night with no real interruptions to your rest, and the morning comes around. You can go about your daily preparations, your daily ablutions. You can have your morning meal or whatever it is you do in the mornings. You set about doing that.
So something you haven't seen me do. So as I get up and pack up my bedroll, I sit up against a log, and I just like all the walking yesterday, because we walked like 10 miles or something.
It's been a
Full
while.
day, yeah.
So I kind of like pop my hips back and like kind of move my legs around, and all the hacking, the underbrush, I just like
Oh.
like
Oh yeah.
kind of a wet pop back my shoulder and back into socket, and kind of kind of pulling myself back together, and then I pull out a
I feel you, brother.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm relating to this zombie right now.
I too have that when I get out of bed.
And when I go to bed.
Eh, whatever, you know.
But it's like you're like maintaining your own. Ugh. It's horrible.
His own.
It's the Tin Man from The Wizard of Oz,
At least I'm just ectoplasm, you know.
right?
I mean, we gotta have a jar. Martin's plurt.
It's true, but my joints are a little looser, you know, in this form.
Very true.
Alrighty.
So yeah, you take about an hour because many of you have to prepare your spells or go about your morning rituals. Was there anything in particular that you needed or wanted to do before we?
I'll shove my tent back into the bag.
She's just like, you piece of shit.
Give you a survival roll to see if you can fit it in.
Oh,
the
that's never going back in the bag.
No.
No,
So you-
it's not gonna fit right.
You
to
think you roll it
abandon
up nice and tight, but it still has like one pole like sticking out of the sack it came in.
Don't care.
That's what spacious pouches are for.
Yep.
Yep. And once it gets in there, it doesn't really matter.
Oh,
does
I
it?
love it. He's just like, this is great. The hell?
Yeah.
I
Every
love
time you go camping.
Yeah, it never
I
fits.
actually know how to put up a tent and take one down.
Well, we know Jenny does, but Ophelia.
Not so much.
Okay.
City folk.
100% city folk.
You get all your gear
We're
back in your pack
more than a
Yeah.
little city folk.
That's true.
and commune with familiars, say prayers, what
Yep.
have you. Maintain your flesh. That's a new one. And head out.
Maintain your flesh.
Yeah.
Man.
So as you're kind of
Such
moving
flash.
through this, you've been given kind of a set of trails to follow, a series of
Yep.
landmarks, directions as trails fork or dead end, which ways to go. You still have to make your way through them. Sometimes those trails are still choked up, so you would have to get out the machete and cut through. Other times the trails are perfectly fine and seem like they're in fairly constant use, so that they're still worn down into actual followable trails. What kind of order are you kind of marching through this dense, dark forest?
I'll be up front.
I think that we're putting the zombies up front.
Yep. Cutting through the brush, and I have my shield out in case something, just to protect everybody.
Sure. Yeah, and I'd follow behind, kind of looking around, trying to spot things in the near darkness with my little candle cap burning.
Okay. So sounds like we've got a defend. Sounds like we've got a scout.
Yep.
Sounds like we've got a seeker or a searcher. How about Alara and Ophelia? What are you guys doing?
Oh, I guess I'll be behind Mert.
Okay. Right now I've got Mert kind of all the way in the back.
Oh,
You want to be
I
back
see him.
there with him?
No, no, I thought he was right behind the zombies.
Yeah, I think we usually had him in the back as the rear guard.
That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, that works.
I guess it would be searching.
Okay. Yeah, you could certainly search, or you can also do things like avoid notice, or you can maintain spells or whatever. I don't think there's any spells we're worried about maintaining just yet. Okay. So as you are kind of hacking through the underbrush, the woods are getting more and more dense. The trees themselves are getting darker, almost as if they're charred or burned's not really the word. The bark is almost black
Interesting.
in places.
Rotted.
Yeah, in some places they look rotted or not natural.
I wish any of us knew what is and isn't natural.
If everyone's untrained in survival,
Does
you do feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Is there a different smell?
Oh, that's a good question. So it's more and more getting that. So this is kind of a damp forest. Remember the
Okay.
leaf litter underneath is still damp. It still kind of softens your footfalls, but you still have the vermin skittering out. Every now and then you might hear like a crack of a branch deep in the woods behind you or next to you, the skittering of something through those wet leaves. And when you turn to glance, there's nothing there. Just a lot of unsettling kind of sounds. As far as the smell, it's kind of that
So like mossy, like
yeah, that wet forest smell, like after a rain. What is that? That petrichor smell? Yes, thank you. And just kind of moist rot.
ooh.
Maybe an underlying fungal smell.
Remy, thought you should shower, buddy. Nice rot.
Sorry.
My pants are great though.
Yeah, I'm sure that we found a way to shower successfully.
No.
And as you're looking around,
Megan?
Lara and Ophelia both notice that some of the trees. Is it just your mind? Is it? You've heard of this phenomenon before, pareidolia, where you see things that aren't really there. You attribute features to something that your mind wants to make real, but isn't. Faces? Are those faces watching you? And as you're watching, one of those faces actually does turn to watch you.
No.
And
Lysander. What? The trees have eyes.
they do have eyes.
That's gross.
They're watching us.
Okay.
I can see that.
So are you guys actually
Can you?
trying to whisper
Yes.
messages back and forth?
Yes.
Across
Yes.
the 5? Okay.
5 squares, yeah.
Well, she is actually.
Oh, she's
right
right
You guys are
behind
next to each other.
Yeah.
Behind him.
So, yeah,
She probably walks up behind me and like says my name, and I'm like, ah! Like,
probably. Yeah.
Laura and I
good.
saw them.
why would you do that to me?
Because I need to tell you something.
As you start to look around, Lysander, she's pointing this out. You do notice that there is this kind of black barked tree that's almost like dead. Like there's no visible foliage attached to any of its limbs, and it does kind of slowly bend and turn. It feels as if it's leaning into the path, and then it does lurch forward. Let's roll for
No. I don't want that in my life. Damn it.
These trees lumber
Now-
into the path.
Because I was scouting, does that give everyone their +1 to initiative?
Yes, it does.
That's a big tree.
I was like, that is not a small tree.
No, these aren't small trees by any means.
Okay.
What the fuck? That's terrible.
It is
Horrible.
very terrible. Hence your bonus skull bones. Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right, so go ahead and you guys can roll for perception. I've already got mine, and let's. And you do get +1 for the scouting.
Yep.
If you were doing something else like avoiding notice, you would roll stealth, etc. But I think everyone was just kind of looking.
Yep.
So we'll take perceptions. What do you got, Alara?
Do I get a +1?
Everyone.
Everybody.
Get a
Okay.
+1. Yep.
Oh, you said it should. Okay.
Yeah, everyone gets a +1.
Yeah, due to Remington scouting and
20, 29.
29.
Whoa.
Yeah, wow, indeed. Ophelia.
25.
Okay. Mert.
21.
These are all great. Amon.
23.
Ooh.
And Lysander.
25.
Holy cow.
All right, all above
Okay.
20. I like that.
That is,
Keep this going.
this is off to a great start. So I'm going to get these in order. Alara, you will be leading off the group. Ophelia, Lysander tied.
Okay.
Who defers to who there?
I'll let her go first.
Okay. All right, so Alara, you can take off, and I'll get everybody else in order.
All right. Lars, let's see. We got one. We have 3 total.
Yeah, there's looks like 3 trees, and there's one that's kind of looked like it's sneaking up by
Yeah.
you and Mert, which I don't love.
Yeah.
Well, it could be more than that. That's the problem. There's a lot of trees.
Okay.
There are a lot of trees.
Shut up.
These are,
It's like we're in a forest.
Okay.
these are the only ones you've noticed faces on, though.
This guy from
Oh, okay.
Mekatar just doesn't even.
Hey.
There's a lot of trees in these
Yeah.
woods.
Right?
They're all
I'm from
alive.
Mekatar.
All of them are alive. We're setting this whole forest on fire.
Oh no.
Alara.
Somebody might not like that.
Alara's going to cast Noise Blast
Uh-oh, okay.
on the tree By Mert.
Okay, the tree by Mert in the back.
Sticky, sticky tree.
And then that is a,
It's just pure sonic, right? There's no mental
correct.
attributes to this.
Yep.
I believe it's just a pure sonic.
It's just pure sonic.
So what does this noise blast sound like as you cast this off?
This one is almost gonna sound like there's a flock of birds circling overhead, and they kind of, and it, like the sound, it sounds like they're kind of coming into one place in the middle and then coming straight down on top of the tree.
I love it.
Ooh, okay. Very cool. This is the one in the black one there in
Yes.
the back. Okay. All right. And then I get a save on that.
Correct.
Right? This is it a fortitude?
It is a, what does it say? Fortitude, yes.
Okay, that'll be a 23.
Ooh.
Okay, that's a success, but not critical success.
Okay, I'll
so
take
you'll
half.
take half damage, which is, it's 2d10.
Got it.
Get him. Get him, get him. Ooh.
6
Love it.
and 7, so half of 13.
Okay. So yeah, this cacophony of bird calls slams out of nowhere into this tree, and you see branches kind of like bend with the sonic kind of interaction.
Love it.
And you have one action left.
Oh, right. Haha, I get more.
But wait.
I'm gonna do a courageous anthem for the team.
Boom.
Sounds good. Okay, that brings us to Ophelia.
I would like to know what is it?
Okay, so I will
What
take.
are they?
There you go.
What are they?
What is it?
What it is?
What is it?
Can you pet it?
Can you pet it?
Can I bet it?
Please don't.
Can I plant it in our yard?
So fortunately for
That'd be
you,
cool.
I'm not going to take nature. This is actually going to rely on a different skill of yours that you are slightly better at.
I think
Slightly
everything is
better
slightly
or
better.
a lot better.
A lot better.
Okay.
Okay, here we
Would it
go.
happen to be occultism?
Okay.
Maybe.
It
Please?
is not occultism, but
Damn.
I will tell you what you know with this roll. You know that these are arboreal snags.
Oh.
Okay. These are an undead form of tree that feed on corpses in the underbrush or the topsoil of a forest. And that feeding on the nutrients from the corpses imbue them with void energy and then turn them into undead monstrosities. And you also know that they are highly susceptible to fire.
Ooh.
Catch him on fire.
Okay, so using those identify monster specific use of recall knowledge, you get those 2 pieces of information,
Love that.
and you got 2 actions left.
I do. Let's see. I wish I had an area attack. Shoot, that's touch. I don't want to do that.
Plenty of good options.
We're just gonna go for phase bolt.
Okay. Phase bolt is always a good go-to.
Yes.
That is,
Spell attack.
yep.
Does a 16 hit?
Yeah, 16 does not hit.
Well, that's me.
Okay. But you definitely got a good piece of information out of that by Sander.
Yeah, indeed.
Getting the information from Ophelia, I will say, I'll say, hands free, Mert, hands free, and I'll cast Blazing Armory on Mert.
Hands free.
I wouldn't have drawn anything yet. Us just walking through, so yeah.
So his hands technically are free. So appearing in your hands is some sort of flaming blade.
Yep.
Is this a typical, like, do you choose the form of the blade?
Yeah. So I've seen him use the great sword, or you know, the bastard sword. I'll
Sure.
make the bastard sword because I think that's what he was wielding last, and or you know, actually I'll do the great sword.
Sure.
Try and hack
Sounds
these
sick to
mothers
me.
down.
Yeah.
So you're saying it's a slasher?
Yes.
Okay, so that's 2 actions, yeah?
2 actions for me, and then I will command Remington to move up and attack. So 5, 10, 15, the one in front of us, right there, just forward of Amon.
Yeah. easily base to base with
Yep.
the 15 feet.
Yep. And he will roll to hit that guy.
Okay. If you say so.
That's a natural 20.
Oh,
Hey.
you do say so.
So that's a 30 to hit.
Yeah, that is a critical hit. And this is,
Piercing.
that's right. Okay.
So weird.
Gonna have to get
And it's the strangest thing. I really
maybe
do.
it's the like claws on
Yep.
the end of the fingers. I
Yep.
don't know.
Yeah, like the
It is weird.
exposed finger bones or something.
Mm-hmm.
It is a very weird damage type for someone's hands.
Right?
So this tree will catch these hands.
100%. He's got tickets to the gun show.
Ooh, front row seats. Let's see. This is, you said piercing.
Yep.
So this is called knockback. So the target will take your double damage and also get pushed back 10 feet.
Okay.
Oh my!
I don't
Oh,
believe
Remy.
it has to. It does have 10 feet. So it'll kind of slam back there.
All right.
You come up and just.
Remy's got some heft
So-
to him.
So.
He'll take 36 points of piercing
All
damage
right.
Okay.
Go Remy.
So
as he goes up there. And like I said before, when we talked before, Remy now he's not much taller, but he's just got kind of broader shoulders. He looks like he's been, he's swole now.
He went to the gym.
Yeah,
His
he went to
suit-
the gym.
His suit isn't as well tailored
Yeah,
as it
yeah,
used
yeah.
to be.
He's not quite like your mid-level boss. He may be your upper-level boss in the mob boss scene.
I got you.
So yeah,
okay. He's stronger.
yeah, and he's pierced the crap out of this guy
Yeah.
and
so
shoved him back into his,
You do notice as you're kind of observing Remington's newfound power.
Yeah.
That his claws aren't digging into this bark as much as they should.
That's fair.
However, he does gouge out a sizable chunk of this tree, and it almost gives out this strange kind of as it's pushed back.
Yeah, I love Remy. Yes, I do. I love Remy, and so should you. So that's all for me.
All right, that brings us to Amon.
Okay, I don't imagine I can get up there with 20 feet. So if I
Oh, my bad, dude.
Double move, right?
You would have to take 2 moves to get up there. Yeah.
Okay. So
Don't
I
you have
will-
your defensive advance
Yep.
thing? Yeah.
I'm going to stride up once and then 2 action defensive advance. So I'll move up within range, take a swing.
All right. As you get into reach,
Yeah.
one of those branches
Oh no.
slaps down at you
Okay.
as it
Oh
takes
my.
a reactive strike. Oh, that means I gotta roll dice. Okay. Here we go. Branch. That's a 26 to hit you.
That does hit.
Okay. All right. Now, because this is a reactive strike, I don't have the other thing to do, but you will take 10 points of damage as you come in.
Okay.
Your shield was raised as you came in.
It was raised.
Okay.
And,
Now you're in position for your strike.
It was it's a 17 to hit.
A 17 does not connect.
Okay. And then I end my turn with my shield raised.
Okay.
Love it.
Mert.
Yeah, so that flaming greatsword appears in my 2 hands. And I'll just quickly take 2 steps towards the tree behind us that's basically threatening me and Alara in the back.
It would just take 1 to get base to base with it.
Yeah, yep,
So that's 1 action.
yep. And then,
Flame
I'll
on!
just basically almost like a 360 swing with this massive flaming sword, just right into the trunk to try to basically cut it down.
All right, let's see what you got.
23?
23 is a hit.
Okay.
Love it.
$19 points of fire damage.
19 points of fire damage. You see as your blade scorches through this dead wood that it actually does a lot more damage than you would expect it would.
Right. Okay. Yeah, then I'm just going to cock back again and just try to, again, a big broad stroke at the trunk, basically try to chop it down.
Don't forget you have luck.
That's right. I'm going to hang on to it for now.
We have a lot of luck.
Oh, yeah, that ain't going to do it. An 11.
11 is not going to hit. And that brings us to these things, which you now know are arboreal snags.
Yep.
Okay. So we've got one right here that is base to base with Ammon. Amon to this new name of yours.
Come on, do you?
So the first thing it'll do is it will You feel this kind of trembling in the forest floor underneath your feet, and then these roots kind of burst out around your feet, and it will attack you with these roots. Yow. Okay, that is a 29.
Ooh.
Yep.
Okay.
Not a crit, but it does hit.
Okay, so this is going to cause you 10 points of damage.
I'll shield block that.
Okay,
So the hardness absorbs 8. I'll take 2. The shield takes 2.
fair enough. So because you blocked it, I won't get the rider effect of those. And it's like, oh, you're a bitch. And it will
Wow.
try again
Oh.
with those roots. This time, unfortunately, only gets a 16.
Ooh.
Unfortunately for you,
Yes, that's what I was saying. Clearly. All right, and then it'll slam some branches down on you, and totally just slam into the underbrush. The one behind it, well, actually, it's the one back here's turn. So the same thing. It will send some roots up through the ground, trying to basically wrap around your ectoplasmic form. So first thing is the strike with the roots. How's about a 14? How does that do?
No, sir.
Okay, that's great.
That's
It
a
really
hard
wants
pass.
to knock you down, so instead we'll do that, and that's a 19.
Also a miss.
And then we'll slam down with the branches and miss. Okay,
That's a great turn.
that was very unhappy with being burnt, apparently. And then this very tall tree in the background kind of sends some branches down to the earth and digs down into the detritus in the forest floor, and then comes up with a huge rock and slings it at Remington. That's a 27.
That hits.
Okay.
sheesh.
Jeez. Be mean at
It's
Remy.
12 points of damage as this kind of boulder-sized chunk of rock slams into you.
Yeah. You see like the rock hits him, and Remy just kind of reaches over, and much like Amon in the morning. It sounds like a radio show, right?
Welcome to Mon in the morning.
Yeah. And he just kind of grabs his arm and just kind of like, and just like repositions it in his shoulder after the boulder like slams into his side.
Yeah.
And he just kind of goes, "Rah!" Welcome to Amon in the morning.
Okay. And because it has this ability, it is a one-action ability to retrieve and throw the rock.
Ooh.
Okay.
That's rude.
Super.
Maybe I'm reading. Let me just make sure I'm reading that right, because that doesn't make a lot of sense. Monster drives it with the rock and throws it. Okay, and throws it as a part of the strike. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. So this is now a 20, as the other branches are like flinging rocks.
20 to
at
hit?
it. 20 to
Yeah,
hit.
that hits.
Okay, that's 7 more points of bludgeoning, and it just keeps flinging them at you.
Got it.
Natural 1.
That doesn't.
No, it
That
doesn't.
doesn't.
And that means
Matter of fact, you got to get a card for that. Yeah, we like it.
Well, the dice taketh. And the dice.
Giveth and taketh away. That's right.
That's the thing I was going for.
Say, give it away. Give it away.
That was,
Give it away.
Yeah. Look at me.
This is the
throwing rocks
quietest
with my
fight music I've
ability.
ever heard in my life.
Nice.
Yeah, I think it's on the it's on a loop, and it's on the soft part.
Yeah,
of
it's on the
loop,
real
maybe?
quiet
I
part.
don't know. Okay, so this was a ranged attack.
Ranged attack.
This is called So Much Blood. The tree is sickened 3. Can't be sickened.
Oh, that's funny.
Doesn't say anything that it is immune to being sickened. So I'll eat that. Okay.
Love that for us.
Me too. All right.
He says, "Oh, so sorry."
Yeah, maybe the unnaturalness of flinging rocks into this other undead creature made it just feel really remorseful.
Yeah.
Round 2, Alara.
Yeah.
All right.
Round 2.
Fight.
All right. Alora is going to take a bead from her waist decorations and hurl it at the tree over there by Mert and cast telekinetic projectile.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there are lots of things to project for sure.
Yes. So okay. So
Okay.
Get him.
we'll have a little bit of cover from the Mert.
Oh, yes, natural 20.
Natural
Won't
20.
matter at all. Okay.
So 29.
29 does connect and subsequently critical hit this tree with a telekinetic projectile, which is in fact a spell. So this will be a spell.
Ooh.
Ooh. Look at those natural 20s.
Yeah. Yeah, I was rolling them earlier
Yeah.
for things like perception and stuff. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay. Now when it counts,
It's a fickle game, don't worry.
okay, this is a spell. Phased. The target becomes incorporeal until the end of your next turn.
What?
That's the effect of
That's
this
like an anti-crit.
spell.
Yeah,
Hey, good news.
that doesn't do so great.
Ghost touch.
Now I can,
Yeah,
now I
you'd be
can
fine.
punch it.
Let's go, Scott.
Okay, well, just
Yeah.
that sounds. What a fun time, everybody. Okay. And you have one action left.
Okay.
Well, you have to
Roll.
roll the damage, right?
Yes.
And this is going to be doubled.
Wow. Did you read off the right deck? Did you?
Yeah,
That's
it's a
terrible.
red card. Yeah.
That's terrible.
Well, it could be very good if a melee fighter gets turned incorporeal, then nothing they do hits or hurts.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
To 16, and then I guess it's doubled.
16 doubled is 32.
32.
Jeez.
So as this extra energy from this telekinetically thrown piece of forest floor slams
A
into
bead
this
from her.
tree,
A bead from her hip.
it was a bead. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You may go
waste
ahead and
decoration.
dispatch your incorporeal form.
Oh, okay. So as she flings this bead, it just like it's a little tiny bead, but it just gathers all this energy and just like rips through the absolute like middle of the tree, and it just kind of like falls into like two pieces and just crumbles onto the ground.
I love it.
All right.
Goes right in that hole that Mert made, and he goes.
Yeah. So as it starts to fade in and out of corporeal existence, it just kind of crumples over into two halves
Oh.
and
We got enough
slams
incorporeal
into the,
people here. Thank you.
slams into the forest floor.
No
And,
ghost tree for you.
Yeah. And then I guess I'll
The tree fell in the forest, and you did hear it.
Hey.
Did we? It was incorporeal.
And you do have one more action.
yeah, and then I guess let's see. I'm guessing Remy's more than 30 feet from me. I can't quite tell from here. But,
Let's see. He's right around 25 with these weird diagonals.
oh, nice.
So,
Okay, well then
yeah.
I'll cast guidance on Remy.
Hey.
Okay. That brings us to Ophelia.
I'm going to move within 30 feet of the large tree that was flinging boulders.
This one way back here.
Yes.
Okay.
But 30 feet.
I think if you get right over here, right behind Remington, you will be within
Yeah.
30.
I figured that would be about the space.
Okay.
And I'm going to cast Worm's Repast.
I don't like that.
I like where this is going.
It is a fortitude save.
Okay.
Also, would you describe the creature as non-skeletal, corporeal, undead creature?
It is not skeletal. It's made out of an old dead tree.
It was undead,
It is undead.
and it's corporeal.
And it is corporeal.
Unless you were going to shoot the one that.
Fantastic.
Became
I would
incomplete.
really like that fortitude save to fail
Oh
now.
boy.
I really don't like the gleeful way in which you said that.
Oh boy.
So I'm going to roll really good here. Okay.
Please, please, please. He
Don't
says.
roll one.
I rolled a 6.
Ooh.
So
telling me
that
there's a
translates
chance.
into, there is a chance because that translates into an 18.
That is a fail.
Poop.
Poop. So what happens? What happens?
So
I'm invested.
these little shadowy worms shoot out of her fingers and attach itself to the tree.
Like leeches.
Yes. So I deal 4d6 piercing damage, and because it is a non-skeletal, corporeal, undead creature, it takes 3d6 persistent piercing
Yeah.
damage.
Yeah.
What? Oh, that is mean. That is real mean.
3d6 persistent piercing.
Yes.
And since it failed, it is also flat-footed
Hey,
or off guard.
Off guard.
I like that, a lot.
sucks. It takes 6 initial damage.
Hey,
Okay.
46. That's brutal.
Yeah.
6 off of 46?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
That's
and that was
terrible.
on the one that was throwing rocks over there?
Yes.
Okay. However, it is going to take persistent. Actually,
Yes.
That save is only a 16. It's still a fail, not a critical
Yeah.
fail. I am sickened, I forgot. Okay, persistent 3d6. But this is piercing damage.
That's still so
It
bad
is.
though.
Okay.
But
So
it is
you notice as
persistent.
these worms are digging in that, yeah. So they have some resistance to piercing, is what I'm getting at.
That's fine.
That's all right, because this is still horrible.
Persistent
horrible.
sucks either way.
Yes, indeed. Okay, so you moved up and cast that horrible new spell, which I that's
Oh, it's so cool.
creepy. Very nice. That brings us to
Little
Lysander.
shadowy worms digging into the one.
Would you say I'm within 60 feet ish between me and the tree that Remy sent packing?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay. One action, I will command Remy to use his support ability, which gives him a move and activate his support ability. So he'll move 15 feet forward. He just needs to be within 10 feet, but I'm going to try to position him to get both those trees so he doesn't need to move again. Yep,
If he moves up 15 here, he will be within 10 of this.
that's
one.
fine.
It's basis.
And then I will cast needle darts at the tree that Remy shot or hit.
Okay.
Yep.
Got it. He gouged a huge chunk out of.
Yeah, so I'm going to reach up and grab that cold iron ring that I had fashioned, crush it, and send it flying
Ooh, okay.
at the tree.
All right.
That is a 20 to hit.
That does just hit.
Woo! Okay, what are we doing here? 4d4.
This is 44 piercing.
4d4 piercing.
Okay.
$12 points of piercing damage.
Okay. So not all of that gets through, but you do see these needles kind of pepper into its bark.
And then he takes 7 points of poison. It's not poison. What is this? The
Acid?
The necromancy effect. This is
Oh,
a
void.
disease and necromancy effect.
So it's void
So
damage?
7 points of damage from the rot, the necromantic rot from Remy.
Which doesn't seem to affect this rotting tree
Sure.
at all. But
Very cool.
that brings us to Amon.
All right. Well, there's the one right in front of me. I'm gonna take a swing at it.
Okay.
Get him.
That is a nat 20.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
30
My
total.
goodness.
Whew. That's man. You guys are giving me my
At 20s.
all the muscles that support my scapula a workout today, reaching for these cards. Don't remember what they are. Okay. This is a slashing weapon you're using, correct? Okay. Swing through.
Ooh.
You would make an additional attack against a foe adjacent to the original foe, using the same attack modifier as the original. However, I don't think you're going to be within reach of the other adjacent, so we'll just do some double damage on this guy.
Okay. That is 17 plus my deadly D8. 20 points of damage.
20 points of damage on this tree that has been horribly softened up by Lysander and Remington. You may dispatch your
Yeah,
foe.
get there.
All right. I just chop a wedge like where an old chop was. I chop another one and it's just.
Like it. You found that weak spot.
In the
Alright,
tree.
So that's one action. So
That is.
for my, I'll do a 2-action defensive advance.
Nice.
Okay.
And so since this is my second attack, would I take the attack penalty?
Yes, you would.
Okay.
And as you move up, this will also take its reaction.
Okay.
If it's a reactive strike, hitting a 23.
That does hit.
Okay. So this, that's a D10. It's 10 points of damage as you come striding in.
Okay.
Bam.
And then that is an 11 to hit.
Okay. That does not hit.
Okay. And that ends my turn with my shield raise.
Yeah, because raising the shield is
Yep.
part of the advance.
Yep.
That brings us to Mert with his flaming greatsword.
Would you
Way
say I'm
back there.
within 70 feet of him?
I would not. Let me just count them just to be fair.
Just count the waves.
15, 20, 25, 45,
That's.
You were about 60.
I was like, that's close.
Great. So I will sudden charge to get all the way up in there. Yeah, this is just like
I
almost
love-
unnatural speed as I just wisp past everybody.
You run through us. You run through
Flaming
people,
sword
right?
just
Just,
like-
I just see Mert like running through our bodies, like.
Exactly.
Does the flaming axe run through?
Yeah, sure. It's all
And
all
that
in
is
foil.
going to be a 30.
A 30. Okay, he is sickened,
Yeah.
which
And
reduces
off
all your
and off guard.
and off guard. Ugh. Okay, so it's like a total of -5. That is a crit.
All right. That's what I like to hear.
I like it too.
42 points of fire damage.
My God.
42 points of fire, and adding its weakness to fire on top of that, you may dispatch your foe.
Great. Yeah.
He didn't even get to
Kind of
take the
similarly to how I
persistence.
was working on that other tree, just big sweeping strokes at the base until basically like the hard bark breaks off to reveal the kind of like rotten core of this decrepit tree, and it just crumbles to the ground.
Yeah.
As it topples over and the roots kind of dislodge from the soil and detritus on the forest floor, and it crashes into the path behind you, attached to the roots are the rotting remains of humanoid figures that it obviously had been feeding on over the years.
No, that's gross. And Mert falls over dead, right?
That ends the, he's so incensed by
I'd like to
his own
skull bone
violence.
that, knock prone.
yeah, right.
Man,
So-
what, that was intense combat. You guys
was awesome.
were,
Oh,
the dice were definitely in your favor,
Yeah, sure.
and the
That-
stacking debuffs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
dude.
my gosh.
Yeah.
And the worms continue
we're
to
all
bore
about.
in to this
yes.
undead thing,
You
right?
sit there and watch that thing like.
Yeah, as
Oh,
these shadow worms just devour this now
That's so
destroyed undead tree.
Now what do you got?
It was supposed to be a safe path. Now what do I got? Let's see. What do I got? What do you guys do now that you have defeated these three
Sounds like
arboreal
we
snacks?
got bodies to like root bodies to
Loot the body.
through.
Yeah, loot the root body.
Loot the root bodies?
The root bodies.
If there was alignment in this system, I would assign you a shift toward evil. Well, the
listen,
bodies
we're
themselves-
already morally
Yeah,
gray.
I'm pretty sure that goes right back to the.
Yeah, they're not going to use their stuff anymore.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean,
I'll be like free treasure.
Right.
We deserved it.
Free is
we
free.
freed them.
That's right. Finder's keeper.
Am I
Yeah.
supposed to like go return to their first of kin? I mean,
so yeah, they're whatever.
Once we identify the bodies,
Yes, it'll take a lot of work to identify the bodies. In fact, probably dental records, because these are very badly decayed corpses. There are no clothing, no items of clothing. There's hardly any flesh on them, honestly.
I just see
We can
Mert,
walk into
like
the-
runs up to all the trees that are in the area. He's like, you're gonna with this flaming greatsword.
right.
He's like, yeah.
Give me your body money.
you know, I figured the trees couldn't digest like metal or gold or.
Sure.
I was so hopeful.
Sure, yeah. But yeah, whatever it has been feeding on, whatever it's
They
left
were not
behind
well
is-
armed
Yeah.
or well fed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's probably
or-
why they're dead.
Or it's possible that whatever they did have is still remaining in the soil somewhere, wherever this tree uprooted from.
Rude.
Yeah.
probably.
Unfortunately, there are no items that you can discern on the corpses unless you want to collect some teeth and bones and stuff.
Did somebody have a
tree,
bucket of
skip tree.
teeth? Who has a bucket of teeth?
We do.
It's back at the house.
Oh, okay.
the
I
house.
left my bucket of teeth at home.
It's too heavy to carry around.
Right.
Makes a lot of noise.
A lot of chattering.
What do you got there, Laura? All the teeth of bitches who talk shit about me.
That would be a horrible song. Just some
Dude.
teeth rattling around in a metal bucket.
Yeah.
Very intimidating.
Dude, yeah.
a lot of
Best
chattering.
bard accessory ever.
Stealth penalty, intimidation bonus.
Yeah. You want to get in a bit a battle of words with Alara? If you lose your teeth.
All right.
No, that's vicious mockery.
Wow. So yeah, I feel like I got my butt kicked so hard there that I kind of need a little break.
A little reset.
Yeah. So why don't you guys go hang out, and I won't touch your dice or anything.
Sure.
And,
Yeah. Okay.
well, I'll hang out and hang out with chat. And I know Evil's back. Welcome back, Evil. Glad to see you doing
Yeah.
well and hanging out with us again. And everyone else that's joined us in the chat, if you haven't already, be sure to hit that follow button on Twitch. If you're watching us on YouTube right now, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Both of those are free, but help us expand our reach with our content, get this out to more and more people. If you have friends or family members or enemies or anybody you know that enjoys role-playing content or improv content or just like watching nerds play games, have them check us out as well. We'd be love to have them join us in this in these shenanigans. Let's see, Jenny, did we get any questions in the chat at all as we were going along
I don't
here?
see any.
I did not either. But I'm not really watching the chat like
Oh, I skimmed back.
intently.
I skimmed back. I didn't see any questions.
Okay, great. If you do have questions, be sure. Yeah. Will the party be able to pitch a tent ever? Apparently, is our new poll.
Pretty sure the answer is no.
Sure. As soon as somebody gets a skill increase, maybe they'll take something in survival and or nature and
Negative.
get them set up to do that. Okay.
You know what? I pretty much have my 5th level figured out, and I can guarantee you that I did not take survival.
I wouldn't imagine you did, but things can change. You know, you're spending some time in the woods. Maybe you did learn a thing or two as you level up. It's, you know, you never know.
Maybe.
That's one of the.
But not right now.
As Jenny mentioned, all of our characters here are currently level 4. Where they are, if you're just joining the show, they are in the undead nation of Geb, hunting down a coven of hags that has been responsible for poisoning the living folk in this nation, also known as the Quick, with a collection of alchemical substances. Brain grit and tremor paste have been identified so far. They're hunting down the sources of those, as this poisoning scheme has now spilled out of their hometown of Greydirge, or their base of operations of Greydirge, and into Geb as a whole, and potentially outside the borders of this nation, which could be a global incident.
For sure.
So we are seeing if they can put a stop to that. Oh man, that combat did not go my way. I got off a couple hits, but I didn't get off any of my extra things. Like those roots were able to like trip you.
Yeah.
If they hit you, they could do it, but I couldn't get a hit off on that. And then the branches were able to grab you, and then bring you closer, restrain you.
I have to say, it is a new perspective shift from 1E to 2E, that these creatures that have all these different attacks, you know, you kind of expect like the full round hit with 5 different things kind of situation, and with 3 actions and multi-attack penalty, you don't. It's not as exciting and beefy as it looks, at least from, you know, guys like us that are, you know, 1E.
It is it's not like a roper with like 8 tendrils.
Right, where you
full
just
attack bonus.
Exactly.
Yep. But I think that they have done a great job of maintaining the flavor of these classic monsters and creating new ones that have a lot of cool flavor, like these roots being able to reach under the ground and knock you down.
Oh yeah.
Or
the versatility to pull those rocks too was super cool.
yeah, as one action, to dig for a rock, pull it out, and throw
Yeah.
it as one action. It's pretty fun.
Yep. Which is massive when you have these creatures that are huge or large in size. They're not going to be able to just dance about the battlefield.
No, that was not their forte. But it didn't matter because they got critted on some real bats, and a successful monster identification
Yeah,
gave you
that
that
makes a
fire
big
weakness
difference.
that Lysander took advantage of.
Yep.
That's how this is supposed to work, right? Like somebody finds something out, somebody keys into that, gives that to someone else, and the team
Dispatches their foe.
basically dispatches their foe. Like,
Yeah, we had 3 nat 20s, and I had a 19. I mean, we were hitting pretty good.
that was good stuff. Good stuff. So yeah, I'll have to figure out what I can throw at you next.
Just roll better, you'll be fine.
That's how that goes.
He just said
All right.
get good.
So, Josh, if you want to cut camera to one of the side tables, I'm going to stand up and flip mats and go on my break.
Fine.
Appreciate the tech crew, everybody. Josh and TJ, lights, camera, sound, keeping us real and entertaining.
That's right.
At least real.
Welcome back, sir.
Real and entertaining,
Hello.
maybe not real entertaining.
Speaking of the tech crew, they did a really great job installing this monitor for us in the studio so we can kind of watch what's happening. And that's been super helpful because we get to see those creepy trees on screen and we get to see the map up there.
It does help. Sometimes, from down here on the table, it can be difficult to tell exactly what squares are what. Peeking at that is huge.
Yeah, so thank you to the tech crew.
Yeah, for sure.
It's also great for, there's all this great monster art throughout the AP that, we've been throwing up on, the stream for you guys to see, and for us to see that as well as we play is definitely a boost.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I can't tell you the number of times that you'll just see, he'll be like, oh, I put the picture in the chat, and then I have to go back like during the week and be like, I'm going to see this picture and see what this thing was, and just hunt it down.
Well, and pulling it up like on your phone just doesn't do it justice.
Oh, for sure.
Being able to see it on an actual monitor.
This
like,
big.
Yeah, really, it's really good artistry for this AP. I've been really impressed with some of the artists and their monster depictions. Some of the art in it is really nice.
Yeah, and good point, because all of the art that we are posting on the Twitch feed is either straight from the Adventure Path or from the Monster Core artwork. So those all are copyright Paizo. That's Paizo's artwork. And through their orc license, we are able to use those as part of this presentation.
That's right.
So we are playing a Paizo product. So
Yep.
And enough about that. I can't plug how much I love this company and the content that they produce, the games they produce, and the company as a whole, how they treat people, their customer service, everything about them. Okay, enough shilling or peeing.
So maybe we could take a brief moment to discuss that the Hunter's Handbook that we were kind of that Alara and Ophelia were investigating.
Sure.
It'll take me a moment to pull it up again on our lovely official reference site, Archive of Nethys. We'll see what we got there. But yeah, each of those spells it lists, I'm curious what level they are and how that relates to us as casters. Like,
Me too.
it seems like a very powerful item, and we really want to be able to utilize it to the best of our ability. Whew. It is a level 9 item.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
What's the first spell?
Blind Eye. This may actually pull up for me. You enchant a single object, preventing it from being used for magical observation. Basically prevents items from being scryed. If you cast on a magical item that can be activated to scry, such as a crystal ball or hag eye, the item cannot be activated for scrying effects. It basically blocks it being scryed.
And what level spell was that?
A level 5 spell.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So, or a rank 5 spell, I should say. It's not necessarily in line with character levels, but a rank 5 spell, which what you guys can do rank 2 spells right now, maybe one rank 3. So
no, I can do rank 2.
Rank 2 is it? Yeah. So that is an extremely high and specific spell to prevent scrying from hags.
Yeah.
Mine says this may contain spoilers from the Bloodlord's Adventure Path.
Right, and it doesn't. There's no like flavor text here that's really giving anything away. They're just saying that this is a very specific spell. Yeah, thankfully. Yeah, it is. That is a tough thing. Like, when you identify an item, you want to learn what it does.
Yeah.
But you do need to check with your GM before you start pulling up all kinds of stuff and spoiling the APs for yourself. You do not want to do that.
What's the second spell?
The second spell is called Blood Duplicate. It's a 2-action spell. It's a rank 2 spell. It allows you deal 1 piercing damage as you shape a magical duplicate of the target from your own blood.
I have access to that one.
Whoa. That is horrifying.
I thought about taking that one. I actually have access to that. I was reading it.
You target 1 non-magical object of 1 bulk or less. So this isn't like to a person. You cast it from an item that you duplicate with your own blood. This spell can't duplicate an item made of precious materials, obviously, because you can't just like dupe diamonds or anything. If you're ever more than 5 feet from the duplicate, the spell's duration immediately ends. The perception DC to recognize the duplicate as false uses any sense except touch. And the DC is actually in line with crafting proficiency to kind of identify the fake. The item does feel wet and obviously fake to the touch. So it looks like a duplicate. However, if you feel it in your hand, it will feel like liquid blood. But very interesting. If you can see, let's say you're locked in a jail cell and you see the key across the room, could you duplicate said key and then?
And when it worked, yeah.
Very, very cool spell. That is super sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have access to that one, and I was
So if you're locked in a hag's cottage,
Right.
I was really close to taking that.
that's neat.
So
Yeah, there's definitely some very, very powerful spells in here. But we don't have to go through all of them right now.
It does make me wonder, like, the intended purpose. You know, if like why these spells as a book for hunting.
Well, I mean, definitely the blind eye one makes
Yeah.
perfect sense for preventing a hag from scrying on you. I mean, ritual obstruction, I think, is self-explanatory. You know, I don't know, and Mert doesn't know enough about hags to have any clue what each of these spells are countering.
Sure.
But imagine that, you know, somebody that was hunting hags would have these spells in their tool belt specifically to protect themselves and to hunt hags.
So I'd like to point the key out here that while Drusilla gave this to you in return for hunting down Arantavia, Berlin has assigned you to hunt down her entire coven.
Right.
So the use of this book and its ability to, and your ability to use everything contained in it will come in time. And, you know, who knows? You know, at least 3 hags are out there
Right.
that you need to deal with,
Yeah.
right?
we don't know how many they have.
Oh, web
But
of
hopefully, we come up
influence.
with
Oh, that would be.
the Hunter's Hagbook.
Because Web of Influence allows you to find the location of the nearest creature to whom the target is connected to.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that can be very useful.
That one's nice.
But it's a ritual basically. I mean, it takes minutes to cast that.
Well then.
Yeah, so you'd have to have that person imprisoned or something.
You know, dead on the floor.
Yeah,
Could
but I
be.
do think
Is it
that
a living person or is it just a target
one creature does not say.
Doesn't say living or dead.
So it does specifically, note
be
members of a coven that are magically bonded to each other. So you could potentially use it to locate the next thing. But the
Pieces are coming together.
So we can certainly look at that.
Yeah.
And I think that
we're gonna have to come up with a way for them to be able to cast
Use
these
it.
spells.
Sure. Too.
yeah, and I think that the one thing that's kind of holding us back is just that line
Levels.
that says it can't be removed from the book.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think I would rule that you can somehow make maybe you make an occultism check to make a duplicate of the page and then feed that to your familiar or something. But obviously, it was given to you. I want you to be able to use it.
Right.
We'll figure it out.
And we did identify it as what it was, right? It wasn't like we don't know what this is. We know this is Hunter's Hagbook.
told
and,
you.
Yeah, all the details.
So yeah, we'll figure that out off air. And will it come into play today on the 23rd of Gozar as you continue on the path to Iron Tavia's cottage through the Axon Woods? I don't know.
I hope not, honestly.
But
Yeah.
So, Patrick,
yes,
I'm assuming we're jumping back into play.
eventually. Yeah.
Okay,
What's
well,
up?
wait.
No, go ahead.
Well, so while we were, like, once we finish that encounter with the trees, what you're gonna see Amon do is he'll pull out his hand and there will be this, like, kind of that same sickly green glow that you see from Lysander, and he just, like, it's almost like you're watching someone learn to do something again, like after they've maybe been through something and forgotten how to do something, like you're watching him and it starts to glow and he almost looks at it with like disappointment
Oh,
and then just kind of uses it and touches himself. And so that was Touch of the Void, and I will heal myself 12 points.
Okay. So I think this is the first time that you guys have seen who used to be Zareth, now Amon, do this.
the last time we saw him do anything
Yeah.
like this was against the guards that were dragging him away.
It wasn't green.
It was not.
Nope. And as we're walking
wasn't
here,
nice.
he's also gonna kind of like look at Remy, just like kind of look at Remington and almost make this realization that like I'm that now. Just kind of this look, just kind of glancing over at Remington as we're walking to our next destination. Just looking at him and then maybe looking at myself and just and then continue.
We can find you some better threads if you want to get in line with Remy.
He is very
That's-
stylish.
It's
That's
all
not-
because of that jumpsuit.
To be completely honest,
Does Remy have ranks in performance?
No.
What was that Ophelia was saying?
I was talking to Amon and observing his head shake.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
And just
You
dead
still
stare
have your
from
wits.
Mom.
You still have your wits about you. Remy's a little bit more mindless. No offense.
Sorry.
I will use a rank 1 2-action harm to heal Remington as we're walking.
Okay.
Yep.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll chime in as well to say it's true. Some of us were luckier in our transformations, kept more of ourselves with us.
You have no
Not everyone comes out the other side.
You have no idea what I've lost.
Can't begin to.
I don't believe that's a fair assessment. We had no idea what you had to begin with.
That's true.
We also don't know what Mert had before all this.
I'm still undecided with. I want to remember.
As you continue this discussion, winding through the trees of the Axon Wood, they start to open up a bit. The path seems to open up a bit. You don't have to work as hard to cut through underbrush. And after a few hours of travel through the wood, maybe you stop for a small snack or some water to kind of take some respite from the constant hiking and hacking through the wood. You start coming upon a clearing. You can see this stone structure kind of rising up out of the trees ahead. As you come into the clearing, there is a very large kind of pyramid rising 30 feet into the air. There are stairs that lead up to its flat summit. You can make out what appears to be some kind of entrance into the pyramid at the base. And the trail you're following comes upon this clearing and seems to travel in a circle around this pyramid. But where it continues on the other side, you can't make out past this edifice. And standing on the pyramid are three figures that, as you're approaching, are singing this discordant kind of hymn, this kind of low as you're approaching.
Oh no.
This is not the hag's cottage.
May or may not be. Many things are not what we thought they were in this wood.
Well, I know better than to think we're going to go around it.
Truth.
So far, the three figures you see, kind of, are they floating? Are they? It's hard to make out. They're shadowy, vaguely humanoid shapes.
Oh,
that,
Now you're speaking my language.
no, okay. You can stop putting those down anytime.
And the question is right off the bat, what is that?
What the hell is that?
well, I suppose if we're going to get into action economy, we'll roll for initiative.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
I can ask what
Here
that
we go.
is without
Well, yes,
going
I
into
tell you what,
initiative.
you can. Yeah, why don't you go ahead and as you're coming upon this, they haven't really seemed to respond to you yet, so I will give you a recall knowledge on these to figure out something. Okay. You think these are brownies?
Cool.
Rude.
We're not by any means close enough to hear any of the things they're saying in any discernible language that any of us know.
Yeah,
Can
I'm not
we
even sure
switch
you would
die
even
rolls?
understand.
Yeah.
Can we switch die rolls?
I feel you.
No,
Oh,
you know what you know.
I know nothing.
You're probably, you're like, these look like brownies. And they're like, no, I don't think they're brownies.
They don't even have a red hat.
You've not, they don't have red hats. You're really not sure. Maybe if you got closer. But so far, they're just they seem to be just staring up into the sky, not making any kind of movement towards you yet. It's not like they've even noticed you yet.
If we haven't been noticed, could I try to recall knowledge? Would you take religion?
I would, and I will roll that secretly.
Was that what you rolled?
I did.
Oh no.
You're like, yeah. These look like brownies to me too. I can't. Wow, 2 natural ones in a row. Glad I'm getting these out of the way for your guys' rolls and not mine.
Let's call them.
Oh, okay. He's got an extra. He's sitting here.
All right. It's not really how you use them. Okay.
He didn't like your roll, so.
That's true.
Yeah, he's making you
That's
re-roll.
fair enough.
And it was a roll for him.
Okay, let's take a look at what old Amon's religion. Okay. So what you know is as you're approaching these creatures, maybe from your history, some long forgotten memory resurfaces for you from a time when you went by a different name.
Which one? Oh, I'm kidding.
These, Steve. You, you recognize these as Cairn whites.
Oh.
And Cairn whites.
Okay.
Okay. And special things about them is that if you are, to some reason, get into a fight with one of these, they can drain your life essence, and as they are destroyed, they've one final strike from the grave before they finally fade away into nothingness.
Okay.
Basically, as a reaction, they can strike at you as they die.
Okay.
Oh,
Good.
I'll relay that information to the group.
And they still sing, stare
Karen
at the
Brownie
sky.
Whites.
Yeah, Karen brownies.
Karen's brownies. Okay.
White chocolate brownies.
She
Doesn't
must
make
be
me
head of
hungry.
the HOA.
What?
Oh boy.
What?
That does sound really good, doesn't it? Gosh.
I could technically
This
bake
is the
them.
problem with like the late night snack hour
Right.
being game hour as well.
Okay, what are you guys doing here?
You know,
What are you guys actually doing?
I'm a ghost. They're a ghost. Let's be friends.
Yeah.
Go right ahead. You go ahead.
Want to
You
shake
make
your
that
hand?
charisma roll.
Let me shake your hand.
Come here.
Can I pet that ghost?
Oh, dude, I'm telling you. Can I pet that ghost?
Oh.
Oh, every time. Can I pet that ghost?
I'll give you a recall knowledge to find out if you can, in fact, pet that ghost.
No, I can't.
Mert can. He knows he can.
Yeah, that's right.
He's gonna go fist bump him.
Well, I don't
At least one of
imagine.
them.
I don't imagine you guys would want to try to skirt around whatever this pyramid is. Like, do you think we should approach and see what they do, or
You think we can sneak around them?
Well, Mert is
Think
definitely
Yeah.
interested in getting a closer look.
You start making your way further into the clearing.
sure?
Yeah.
I'll move 10 feet up.
Okay. Do you follow your point man into the clearing? I'm assuming?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
All right, Mert wants to get a closer look at these guys. Does that mean a religion check for you as well?
Not necessarily. Just
Okay.
I want to get
Just
up closer to
see
maybe
them.
listen and hear what they're saying.
Yeah, it's hard to make out. It's just this discordant kind of dirge. But as you move closer into the clearing, the tone shifts. Alara picks up right away that there's some kind of change. The key changes, the tone changes, and it becomes a funeral dirge.
Oh,
And I'll need everyone to give
will
me
save.
a will save.
Hopefully it's not our funeral.
I was like, oh, something.
And actually, yeah, as that happens, why don't we roll? Well, we'll have that happen first, and then we'll do initiative. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Damn
Got it
I
all
rolled the
locked in.
initiative already.
Well, hold on to the
Yeah, hold on to
initiative
it.
and roll your will. Or whatever.
Or whatever.
Ah.
It's not looking good for Mert on either front.
Okay, so let's
Yeah.
get wills around the table. Alara?
14.
Okay. Lysander? Sorry. I had to
26
switch there for a second. Okay.
and
Hannah-
21 for
Hannah.
Remington.
Okay.
15.
15.
18.
Ophelia.
What's that face mean?
He said, "What's that face mean?"
It's just a cramp.
It's the oh no face.
Don't make faces.
It's my sciatica kicking in. Mert.
12.
That's it again.
It's even more painful sciatica.
Oh,
Okay.
we need to get you a better chair.
Sure. Okay. So everybody except Lysander and Remington, who maybe are used to hearing this sort of thing, doesn't really bother you too much. You guys are frightened one
Ooh,
by this effect.
ooh.
Lovely.
Everyone else is frightened two.
Oh boy.
Mert didn't critically fail, so
What?
he just takes frightened two. And
That's
now
gross.
we'll roll initiative.
Got it.
Alana.
12.
Okay, Ophelia.
I had a 27, so even if I knock off the 2, it's 25.
25. That's still really good, even with the little bit of frightened to it. Lysander.
24.
Amon.
19.
19. You guys have taken off your frightened penalties from these.
Yes.
Mert.
With my frightened, it's a 13.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and put these guys in order. Ophelia, you will get to go first.
So he said they were rights and
Whites.
whites.
Yep.
So they're incorporeal?
That's a good question. They are not.
Ah, they are corporeal. Okay. I feel like that they're the cause of why I don't feel so great with my right now, so I'm gonna move within 30 feet of the one closest to us.
Okay.
If I don't have to move, that's great, that's fine. I'll come onto the other side of Lysander.
You'll probably have to get right here behind Remington to get within 30 of this guy.
Okay. And then I'm going to cast phase bolt.
Okay.
17.
Okay, that's after your frightened penalties.
Yes, I applied the frightened penalties.
17 does not hit.
Okay. Fine. That's all my actions.
Okay, that brings us to this guy with the sword.
I'm scared.
Yeah.
It's called frightened.
I'm frightened 2. Jacob is frightened 3. Mert is frightened 2.
Yes, there is a difference. If you're frightened 3, you immediately lose control of your bladder.
Ooh.
Okay.
Good thing we just had
Yeah,
a break.
just made the break, so we're good.
Shut. Your empty bladder. Okay. So they're not floating actually. So this one will actually come down to these steps and down the steps here as one move. And right up here to the lead person with a second move. And then it'll swing with its sword.
Sword.
They do, in fact, bear swords. This is a 27.
Oh my goodness.
To who?
To you.
Oh, okay. Yep, that's the hits.
Yeah, this will be 10 points of damage.
Okay.
And then I'm not sure that this is going to affect you because every time they hit you, yeah, you just take that sword damage.
Okay.
Because reasons. Lysander.
Yeah.
Frightened 1.
Yeah, frightened 1. Yeah, for sure. First action, command Remy, kill that thing. So he'll take. He's in base to base, yes, with that thing.
Currently, yes.
So he's going to swing at it twice.
Oh, okay.
24 to hit.
Yes.
That's 12 points of piercing.
Okay.
That's 22 to hit with Matt.
That does hit as well.
Wow.
16 points of piercing damage.
Jeez.
Ouch. Okay.
Remember, he's swole.
Yeah.
He's got that patch on his.
So he just rakes those horrible claws into this
Yeah.
Undead creature.
So that was one action to tell him to smash that thing.
Yep.
I will, since how I am behind Amon, I'll reach out and touch his back, and I'll cast a rank 2 spell
No.
called Clear Mind,
Okay.
and it allows me to attempt to counteract his fear.
Okay.
You drive mental. I drive the mental condition from the target's mind, attempting to counteract an effect of your choice, imposing one of these conditions on your target: fleeing, frightened, and stupefied.
Got it.
Okay.
If failed, the counteract effect it then suppresses it for 1 round. So essentially, if I can't counteract it, it'll suppress it for 1 round, and then it'll come back next turn.
Okay.
So
So it's a counteract check. This is basically you roll and add your spell attack,
yep,
and that's against my spell DC.
Yes.
Or ability DC.
yes.
Okay.
So that would be 20. No, that's a lie. Yeah, no, 25.
All right.
25.
Okay, we're sure it's your spell attack, not your. Because that's how. I mean, that's what it would be.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you feel that fear drain away from you. Now, is it reduced by 1, or does it completely clear it?
It clears the condition.
Okay.
Wow.
So yeah, you don't have
Yay.
to wait for your end of your turn for it to go down 1.
So let's make sure.
So sorry, can you say that again, Patrick?
You won't have to wait for the end of your turn for your frightened to go down 1.
So do I just remove the frightened condition
Yep.
completely now?
Yes.
Okay.
And
That's
yours
cool.
goes down 1, hopefully, at the end
Very
of your
cool.
turn.
So as I touch him, and you see this energy kind of pulse out of Lysander, and it kind of radiates around him, and it kind of like you kind of like shake your head and get your kind of wits about you. He will whisper to you, "The past does not rest in Geb; it walks beside you,
Ooh.
unseen, and it demands tributes." And then I just kind of pull his hand back, and you see that kind of energy pull into Lysander, and you are no longer afraid.
Well, I mean, I am now.
Welcome back, baby.
Ooh, okay. Is that 2 actions for Lysander?
It
And
is.
1 to command, right?
1 to command, 2 actions for Clear Mind.
Okay. That brings us to the Wraith, or I'm sorry, White, at the top of the pyramid. My magic spell that I cast. All right,
It's called
so
Ring Bell.
the sword comes up. Oh my god.
Zone of truth.
That is a 31 to hit.
Oh.
Oh my goodness.
Is that 10 over your AC?
Let's see. I don't think my shield was raised.
I don't remember it being. Well, you were defending when you approached, so you would start combat with your shield raised.
Okay, then no, it was not to me.
Not a crit, but a hit.
I just want to point out, if you were afraid, it would have been.
Ooh,
Oh,
great point.
Are you looking at my character sheet again?
Yes. It's in my line of sight to the GM.
We talked about this.
Did we? That guy's dead. See what happens?
14 points of damage.
Oh my god, still. Jeez.
Okay, I'll shield block that, and
Jeez.
Okay, you haven't taken that reaction yet.
and then my shield will absorb 8, and then me and my shield will take the
6.
additional 6.
Okay. And now the third.
Excuse you. No.
Stand back.
That'll be 2 moves to get up to Remington.
Wow.
And, oh my gosh,
You need to stop saying that.
32 to hit.
That's a
my
crit.
Gosh.
Far too close.
No.
Okay, that is 22 points of damage.
Got
to
it.
Remington. And none of you guys that I'm hitting yet are alive, which seems to frustrate these creatures. There's like this hiss as they realize what they're up against.
Run away!
And it's a monster. Table has a slant. Okay. It's your turn.
Oh.
I'm on.
My bad. Sorry.
I'm on TV, and it's your turn.
I'm on TV.
Live on Twitch right now. It's happening.
It's Amon in the morning. I guess it'd be Amon in the evening.
I think I wanna 2 action. Is it 2 actions to tumble through and get on the other side of? So I want to flank with Remington.
No, it's just one.
One action.
You would just move.
to tumble through.
Yeah, you would have to make that athletics or acrobatics check.
Versus their reflex DC.
Yes, it is acrobatics.
Okay, you may go for it.
You may fire when ready.
It's my reflex DC A.
That is 22.
You make it. Okay, so you want to get flanking with Remington,
In
so
a straight line, not diagonal.
I'm guessing just right back here.
Up 1, away from you.
Okay, now I'm really confused.
Oh, the one that's
You're
here
going
by
this
us.
way.
Yep.
That's it. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then I'm going to take a swing with my machete. 16 to hit. And I will end my turn by raising my shield.
Okay. So even being off guard because it's now between you and Remington, it still does not hit. Okay, Mert.
Seeing Amon leave that space and seeing Lysander, kind of exposed to the one in the front, I'll step in front of Lysander, or stride in front of Lysander, and then I'll start swinging on that one.
Okay.
25.
25 hits.
Okay. Uh, 18 points of damage.
Nice.
Okay.
And then I will take that bastard sword and place it in one hand, and then draw from my belt my Caesar, basically like a gauntlet with a arced blade. I'll hold both those in both hands. That's my turn.
Interesting. Alara. Your frightened goes down 1. Same thing for Lysander. Amon, you were already clear of your frightened.
All right. Alara is going to retrieve another bead from her waist.
Yes.
Okay.
And is going to cast telekinetic projectile. I believe I can get to any of them. I know there's one that's hurt the most.
The one that's by Remy.
Yeah. I'd like to go for that one.
Okay, he's gonna have a little bit of cover. How many beads did you pick up at the bead store?
It's on my like.
I'm kidding.
Oh yeah. No, it's like the little waist decoration.
Is it in your gear though?
Yeah, I need to see it on your character sheet. Okay.
Yeah,
42
remember I had
beads.
to put a a removable skull on my staff.
She said she was throwing skulls off her staff. I was like, what? Okay. But go ahead.
Okay.
Um,
I was like, I can grab a rock. There's lots of stuff around.
there is so much stuff here to throw, but it's more fun to throw the beads.
Yeah.
Okay.
We agree.
And so, okay, so it's, let's see. I'll roll this up.
Get him.
Okay, so remember you're frightened 2, so
Yep.
subtract 2 off of this,
Yep.
and it's got a little bit of cover.
Oh, nice. I hope. 25.
Oh,
Okay,
That
that's
look.
a hit.
that look.
That's a hit.
Yay! Okay, so just a success, so that is... Okay.
This team's coming together real good.
I know, we're figuring it out. The synergy's there.
13.
13 points of damage.
Love
Okay.
it.
And you have 1 action left.
Oh, great. Let's see. I'm gonna give guidance to Amon.
Oh,
Okay. And then your frightened condition goes down 1, so you now be frightened
Yay.
1. And it's round 2, Ophelia's turn, as these cairn whites have now flooded off of their cairn and into the clearing
and
to
into the
defend
whites.
And they're undead?
it. They are.
Do they have teeth?
What? Oh god.
They're brownies. Brownies have teeth.
I love your spell list that's just like one target with teeth
Yeah.
and bowels or
Yeah.
something, like with discernible bowels and fingers.
Yes.
Okay. Why'd you have to connect those two?
I don't know.
Okay.
Does
Does
it have,
in fact
does it have a
teeth.
left ear and a
It
toe?
does.
Right, exactly.
Okay, well, I've never cast this one.
Hey,
And
I love it.
tat for tat. I need you to make a will save.
Okay.
I don't want to. Okay. Let's see what you're doing. I know what you're doing here.
Yeah. Yep, that one.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, keep that spell handy, because here's my roll. Come on. 28.
That will pass. It's not a critical,
It's not a critical. No.
so
So
it
close.
takes half damage.
Okay. What happens?
So there's not really anything visible, but when the target believes that its teeth are falling out and crawling along its face
Okay.
and
What?
stabbing into its body.
Yeah. Okay. So go ahead and roll your damage, and I'll explain what this looks
And
like.
to be fair, we're worried about me just because I'm creepy. She's got
You guys are
things
both creepy,
Yeah,
so.
ripping teeth out and
I think
crawling on
she's
your
in
face.
the creepy lead right now.
It's like
I'm just saying.
Just trying to out creepy you.
Okay, it's 10 damage, so that's 5.
And this is to which one again?
This would be to the one between Remington and Amon.
Okay, so it's going to take 5
Yes.
piercing damage, or mental damage.
It is mental.
It is mental damage.
It doesn't, because it succeeded, it does not take the persistent mental damage.
No, it doesn't. Okay, so 6.
So,
And interestingly enough, these undead are not immune to mental, these particular species.
It also,
Particular
but
flavor.
it does take a
Nice.
-1 penalty to strikes with its jaws or teeth.
Okay. So what everyone else sees, and this has like, this spell has verbal and somatic components, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so you say these strange, esoteric, occult words no one understands.
except for half the party.
You wave your fingers in a certain...
Ready.
And her
be gone.
verbal components are different from
Yeah,
your verbal
sure.
components. And then this creature, like, just starts going... like this with its free hand, just kind of like wiping at its face.
I love that. That's so good.
But no other visible effect, as it is panicking about, like, maybe it didn't wipe the mayonnaise off its face from lunch.
Wasn't expecting guests.
Yeah. Yeah, nobody warned me.
I knew you were coming at a big.
The Undead Union.
Did you have 1 action left?
I do.
Or did you...
She did move.
no, did you move up, or did you move last time?
I
moved
moved
last
last
time.
time. He
Yeah.
came close.
That's right. So you do have 1 action left.
Back away.
probably a good idea.
Remember, you have a heartbeat.
You guys are just keep going with the creepy with the whisper thing.
Sure, I'm gonna join my living companion on the other side of Alara.
Okay, so you'll move away from this guy and come over here.
Yes.
Okay. Seems like a tactically sound maneuver because it is now that creature's turn. The creature is batting away at some unseen force on his face. Let's see. I'm going to follow their morale, and I am going to pursue a living creature.
No!
Yep.
Not me! He's living too!
Leave my teeth alone.
Did you just try to throw me under the bus?
I sure did.
She really, really did.
Okay.
Might have to have some words with her later. Does a 29 hit you?
Oh.
Yeah, that's a crit.
It is a crit.
Yeah, that's a crit.
Okay. It's bad news.
That is.
Okay. So this is 26 slashing damage.
Ew, gross.
Oh my goodness.
And when I strike you, I steal a bit of your life away from you. And you see like this wisp of like black energy pull out of you and into me. And some of its wounds kind of heal from that.
Oh no.
Ew.
And then I need a fortitude save. from you.
Stinker.
Stinker. Oh, dang it.
Yeah, I like this lady that's casting the most obscene, horrific spells.
Oh,
It's just
shit.
like, oh man, jeez, guys.
Gee willikers.
You shut up.
Okay, how'd that fortitude save go?
Not great.
Okay. Which
A 9.
means a 9.
You know what? No. Wait. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I don't want to actually fail that.
That's a great
so,
use. That's a great use.
Seems reasonable.
So,
All right.
no. Not that one.
Go.
That's better. This tiles with 3 in it. That is a 20. Or no, that's a 19. Sorry.
19.
19.
Are you
yes.
sure?
Yes.
Seems to have some questions about it.
I don't know.
Are you adding your frightened 1 to that?
It was just my turn, so it went down, right?
At the end
the
of
end
that
of your
last turn, that's correct. So yeah, you would not have frightened
I do
anymore.
not have frightened.
That's correct. So
So, yes.
because of that, you are not under the effects of what else would happen when I drain this life energy from your body.
I don't want to be drained.
But
That's my job.
it did like what happened there, so it will now claw you. That's an 11. I'm sorry,
Okay,
no,
good.
make that a 17 to claw you.
Okay, that's still a miss. Yeah, you have no idea.
Okay. Apparently, Ophelia is looking bad. Lysander.
Great.
For sure.
So I was going to heal her, but she tried to throw me under the bus, so that's not happening now.
Hey,
Lord's got
once
a blood
I
lord.
drop, guess who it's coming for?
Yeah, well, my goddess will protect me. You're all alone.
I have a patron
Shots.
Where are they?
in the shadows.
Dang. Everywhere and nowhere.
All 3 of the whites are just going, huh?
What's going on? These guys are stupid. Okay, I'll cast a rank 1 2-action harm at Ophelia.
Okay. So ranged, but just at the rank 1.
Yeah, but it gives her the extra healing.
Sure does, yeah.
Yep. So you get 15 points back.
I'm not as close to dying.
Good, I love that.
Yes, keep your little meat shield alive.
Yeah, that's how we roll here.
So 1 action left,
1 action left.
and then Remington will automatically take his 2
He's-
because he's had that command.
He certainly will.
Okay.
I will put, for 1 action, I will put Protect Companion on
Okay.
Remington.
Yeah, he's right there. You could probably just reach
Yep.
out with your other hand.
Yep.
Okay.
So that's all 3 of my actions. Remy will continue to attack the guy in front of him.
Got it.
That's a 23.
23 is a hit.
15 points of piercing damage.
Ooh, okay. He's still standing.
That's me.
Okay. He only gets the one.
Yeah,
attack?
so if I don't command him, he only gets one to
attack.
either stride or strike.
We went over that. See,
Yep.
I'm actually like 3 episodes back.
That's all good.
Okay, now it is the Flaming Sword's turn. This Flaming Sword who took a pretty vicious hit from this halfling ghost. I will defend myself first. Sword? It's a 27.
Yep, that gets me.
Okay. That is 15 points of slashing damage.
Okay, noted.
And you are not a living creature, so it does not pull your
I am
essence
not.
out of you, much to its frustration. And it hisses as it goes for its claw attack. Ooh, that's only a 14.
It's a miss.
And then one more claw swipe is a terrible miss. That brings us to this one with the one-handed sword there. Because that one moved around. Okay. It's gonna fly. Well, stride back to here. They don't fly. And Amon, here comes a sword.
Okay.
Yep. That is a 30 to hit.
That does hit.
Okay.
Not a crit.
That is 9 points of slashing damage, and still cannot drain life from your undead form. So the claw comes out. 29 to hit.
That does hit. I shield block that first one.
Okay. This claw will do 11.
Okay.
I'll let you catch up on the math on your shield block.
No, we're good.
Good. And then claw again. This one will be. It's an 18.
To hit,
Yes.
miss.
Okay.
Swinging hot though for three hits.
Yeah. Their claws are agile weapons. Amon, it's your turn.
Seeing the one chase after Ophelia, like I kind of just like look and see what's happening, and I'm going to actually stow my machete,
Okay. One action.
run up beside Elara and that white in front of Ophelia,
Mm-hmm.
and then attempt to reposition that white away from Ophelia.
Oh, okay.
And that is a 15 athletics.
Yeah, it does not budge him.
Okay.
Shoot.
Okay. So it's 1, 2, 3 for Amon Mert. But a valiant effort.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah, so after drawing that Caesar in my left hand, I'll kind of interpose that out in front of me with my bastard sword, basically like swinging around. So I'll do a parry with the Caesar to bump my AC, and then I'll start swinging with the bastard sword.
Swashbuckler barbarian.
Bag of tricks.
Yep.
Okay.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
trying basically to defend Lysander and Ophelia, who
Yeah.
are right behind me.
Yeah.
No,
basically.
I got you.
Right. And yeah, Amon is on the other end of the combat at the moment. So,
This is against the flaming sword.
yeah, this is a 13, so that's miss.
It is.
But I will swing again.
Okay.
Hey, don't forget we do have our luck.
You do.
I'm just
point.
keeping that keeping that floating around.
It only lasts for the 24 hours.
Correct.
I will, I'll take. This is going to be probably a miss. It's a 15.
That is a miss.
Okay, so that's me then,
Okay, that brings us to Elara.
and I'm no longer frightened.
All right. Let's see. For the one near Ophelia, I'm going to need you to make a will save.
Fine.
That's right.
Here we go. Will save
We'll save.
27.
Yeah, that'll save.
Stop being so willful.
Thought as much.
Yes. Let's see. Jolt deal. Let's see. Because Alara's casting Daze. Mental Jolt deals 1d6 mental damage with a basic will save. We didn't critically fail.
No.
No.
I think I'm just going to take the damage and I won't
Okay.
get
Yeah.
the other effects. Interesting that days would still even do anything to these things, but they are not immune to mental.
3.
Okay, and that's to one right there. Okay, he's looking very rough. These creatures, as they get right in your face and they're hissing at you, there's this red glow in their eye sockets. They're rotting, skull-like faces with taut flesh. When they open their mouth to hiss, red glow inside the mouth. It's all emanating through their skull. Yep.
That's creepy.
Okay.
And then I will cast guidance on Ophelia.
Okay, and that does bring us to the top of the round. Round 3, Ophelia, it's your turn.
Well, since he came up to me,
He did.
He did indeed.
I'm gonna kind of reach out and touch him. So my hand radiates in like a pale darkness, and I reach out and touch him. I'm gonna need a fortitude save.
Okay. How's about a 30?
What the? Shut
That's a crit.
door.
That is a crit success.
Here, I want you to re-roll that.
For real?
For real. I got an extra one this
Okay,
session.
That's fine.
Okay, just let me have
I'm
this.
re-rolling the fort save. How's about a 29?
What the fuck?
It's not a crit.
One less than the roll I got.
It's not a crit though.
Okay, not a
Not a
crit.
crit.
So something
That makes a
happens.
difference, yeah.
That is a swing.
Well, I was casting Chill Touch.
Okay.
For undead creatures, the target is flat-footed for 1 round on a failed fortitude save. On a critical failure, that doesn't matter.
Yeah, none of that happened.
So, but 2d4 plus 4 damage.
Let's
Maybe?
see here. Siphoning negative energy, touch living, and disorient possibly even. No, the 2d4 is against living creatures. The undead is just causing them to flee. And they saved.
Then
so
no.
didn't-
Well, I
Boo.
tried.
Worth a shot. That was 2 actions, though.
It was.
Okay.
Let's see.
Do you want to run for your life? Or stay there?
I'm going to pull my
Did you say run away?
Morning Star out.
Okay.
Oh, bang, bang.
Love it.
Okay, so it is that guy's turn that has tasted your life essence. And now he will take it. With his sword. This is a lot. This is a 29 to hit.
Oh no.
Ow. That's a crit.
Okay. Okay, that's 26 points of damage.
Oof.
And by oof, does that mean you're 0?
Yes.
Okay. So as you drop to the dying condition here, I will
She's-
drain more of your life essence.
She's at dying too because she fell because of crit, right?
Yep. Straight to 2.
Yeah. And this thing is getting
Gross.
stronger. And I will need a fortitude save as you fall down. As this condition will persist.
You said fortitude?
Yes, please.
Can I use my advantage?
It is entirely up to you.
I'm gonna use my luck.
Okay, you really should roll both at the same time and
Okay.
take the highest. But
Well, I mean, I can take the highest. It's just a nat 20.
okay, all right. Luckily,
I'll re-roll them if you'd like.
no. Go for it. That's fine. Luckily, you are not susceptible to this. However, it did drain your life as you have now collapsed and are dying too.
I do have dying 2 on my team.
Okay. Bad news. I will slide you to the dying 2 column. That was 1 swing.
Well,
It will now turn its attention onto Amon, who tried to shove me out of position with a claw natural 20.
Oh.
Okay.
This is turning not so great.
oh, there's the TPK.
Listen,
Just had to turn the page.
Yes.
okay, this is 13 slashing damage. I'm sorry, 26 slashing damage. 'Cause it's a crit. But I cannot drain life from you because you are not a living creature.
That's 26 damage?
26 damage.
I'm down.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh no.
All right.
So did that put me at dying 2?
Yes.
Yes,
that's a
this
crit.
was a crit.
Oh Lovely.
And its third sword swing will go for Alara.
Ooh, fun.
Hang on. That claw. What did I tell you that claw was? It wasn't a natural 20, was it? It was a natural 20.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, there's TPK.
Here comes the other claw.
Is it too late to turn in my skull bone if I didn't like react fast enough?
You may want
I was in
to.
shock.
You may
Save
want
that
to
for
hold on to
death.
that for you
Yeah.
to not die.
Yeah, okay. That's fair.
Well,
Ophelia, on the other hand.
Alara,
I'm screwed.
I don't think a 14 hits you.
No, it doesn't. Wow. Thank you for finally rolling badly.
Yes. Finally, some single digits on the dice. Lysander.
Ooh, I was
Lysander,
great.
it is your turn.
Yeah. So shit just got real.
Yeah, 2 down, 3 to go. I will say that this one over here, is in very, very bad shape.
Yeah. Yeah. So
But
I will
so
one.
is 2 members of your party.
I'll
Well,
one action
well.
tell Remy to go kill him.
Okay. So
he's gonna move over
his
there.
15
Yeah.
and take his big ol' hit.
Yeah.
Come on, Remy.
He rolled a 1.
Oh no. No.
Yes.
Hang on to that skull bone. We
Yeah.
might need it.
So I have 2 actions left.
Yep. Let's see what happens with Remington's
Yeah.
fumble.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a piercing attack,
Yeah.
but it's unarmed, right?
Yes.
Okay, so an unarmed attack is off balance. You are slowed 2
Oh,
until the
no.
end of your next turn.
So he does nothing.
Remington will do nothing on his next turn.
Great.
Maybe he slams into this and just jars him for a second, like, why do this? But Lysander has 2 actions left.
Protect companion on Remy.
Okay.
And
Yeah, tough choice. Who do you like more?
well, nobody, because if I bring them up, they're gonna fall back down.
Yeah.
Because these things do so much damage.
Yeah, the crits aren't helping.
Yeah, right. For sure.
To say the least.
So that's a living creature. I want to. Yeah. I'm gonna reach over with one action left, and I'm going to do a 1 action rank 2 harm because I have to touch,
Yep.
and Ophelia's within touch. I'm going to touch her, and I'm going to heal her.
Okay.
And then you're gonna run.
I can't.
I don't mean you.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
then you're gonna run. When...
You get 15 hit points back.
Okay, so you are conscious with 15 and prone.
Jeez.
That brings us to the flaming sword dude.
Oh.
Who
So
has
if
this?
I am not dying 2 anymore, I'm wounded.
One.
Wounded 1.
Yeah, wounded 1,
Wounded
sorry.
1 or wounded 2?
I think it's 1 because she only went down for the
Yeah,
first time.
yeah.
It doesn't like if you go to dying 3, it doesn't mean you come
Okay.
back up at dying.
Yeah,
or wounded
otherwise
3.
you would die like in 2 bounces and
Yeah.
be dead no
Yeah.
matter what. So yeah, it's just wounded 1.
Got it.
Because it's the first time you're coming back from the dying condition. Whew. We had this on them actually, episode, I don't know, look it up.
2, because
episode
Mert
2.
kept falling.
Yeah.
It was pretty early.
It was
on.
early.
Yeah, it was very important for Mert.
Okay, and there was also
Maybe it was
some
3.
discrepancy. It wasn't entirely clear in the first printing of Player Core.
Yeah.
But they have since fixed it.
The one that would essentially kill you, and you go down 1, you wake up, you're dying. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
bad.
yeah, 2 downs and you're down forever.
Yeah.
Is how it sounded. Okay, That being said, let's get some more people down with the flaming sword guy.
Yeah, this
no,
is
no.
no bueno.
Unless you're talking about Mert and his
Bring
flaming
it on.
sword.
I'm ready.
Okay.
No flaming sword with Mert right now. Just the bastard sword and the Caesar.
Yep. So the first thing he'll do is swing at you with his longsword.
Okay.
Okay.
This is where he
That
says
is a
natural
20.
20.
Miss.
Okay. Now a claw.
No.
12.
Miss.
It's about time.
I'm changing dice.
No.
I want to.
He says, I want to.
And 22 on the third claw.
That meets.
Okay.
Minus 10, he's got a 22. That's rude.
Yeah, it's not minus 10.
Oh
It's
my
8 because they're
God, agile, right? Yeah.
Ooh, that is 12 points of slashing damage,
Okay.
and it cannot drain your life.
And he's real mad about that.
That's it for that one. And now this one-handed one.
Oh god, there's
There's still 3 of them. Yeah, there's still 3 of them.
Still 3 of them.
He's going to start.
And 2 of the party's down.
He's going to come to the base of the stairs. I think everyone is within 50. He moves to the base of the stairs and he starts singing. Funeral dirge goes out. Everyone give me a will save.
No, not this.
Including me.
Roll for you.
Die.
You're unconscious, so I don't think you'll hear this. So we'll say no for you.
I rolled a 2. I'm going to halfling luck it.
Halfling luck for the 2. Okay.
You said will save?
It is a will save.
oh thank god. Okay.
Okay. I have a 29.
Oh, okay.
I also have a 29.
Yeah.
It's about
Mert, how'd that luck trick go for you?
Not great. Luck is not on my side. That's a 12.
Okay. And Lysa.
I have a 21 and Remy has a 17.
Okay. The DC for this is 21. If you succeeded, you are frightened 1. That would be Ophelia, Alara,
Lysander.
If you failed, you are frightened 2.
Yep.
Love it.
Nobody critically failed. Mert, you were super close.
Yes, I was.
Okay,
It's a good
so-
thing I re-rolled.
Yeah, so, Mert's frightened 2. Remington's frightened 2.
Yep.
Everyone else is frightened 1. And Amon is dead. Or dying. Speaking of Amon, I will need you to give me a recovery check.
Okay.
Which is, it's just a flat check. DC 10 plus your dying number, which is 2.
So you need a 12 or up.
18.
Okay,
On the
so
die.
your dying does not proceed. You stay at dying 2. And, let's see,
This is success. Your dying value is reduced.
it is reduced by 1.
So I'm now dying 1.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
And you actually, your initiative changes to the one right before that. So we'll give that to you now, and then we'll change your initiative. It is now Mert's turn. You are frightened 2.
Great. Yeah, I think the one just right in front of me is. I know there's lots of things going on, but the one right in front of me is attacking me, so I think I need to work on him. I wish this was cocked to 2. Nope, 11.
Okay.
So I will swing again. 4 on the die, so that's also miss. And instead of parrying, I will battle medicine. Try to get some health back. Although, can I battle medicine without a free hand? Probably not.
No, I think you have to have the,
Yep.
you have to be wearing or holding, and you have to have a free hand, I think.
Yeah, I have to be able to draw it. Makes sense to me.
This is holding or wearing a healer's toolkit.
It's true. It does explain that, part of the action is drawing the item.
Yeah. And it's a manipulate.
It is a
And to
manipulate.
you have to have a hand.
Yep. So I will free action, then drop the Caesar, and
Okay.
then do it.
Okay. I didn't like that thing anyways.
Okay. Get a little back, not a lot.
All right. That brings us to Alara.
all right. Alara is going to cast Soothe on Amon. Which will just be It's a 1d10 plus 4. 6 through 10.
So 10. So I heal 10
Yeah.
hit points.
So you have 10 hit points. You
And
are
I'm
now
prone.
awake but prone, with 10 hit points and wounded 1.
Wounded 1. Gotcha. Thank you very much.
Okay.
And I guess with one action, wait, how far can I run? It's
You can run 25 feet,
gosh, I guess
which is a lot for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
who's up
Super
and
fast.
who's even up to
Me
throw
and
guidance on?
Mert.
Mert, take some guidance.
Yes, please. I need it with my frightened.
Yep.
Okay. So,
Yeah, even taking that penalty on my medicine check is mean. Taking it on everything, yeah.
okay. That brings us to the top of the round. So Ophelia was already in the initiative order in front of the creature that dropped her. You don't have to make a recovery check because you now have positive hit points. You are prone and awake. What do you do? If you are prone, you can stand up or you can crawl away at a speed of 5 feet. May I recommend doing what you want to do? Bear in mind you are also frightened 1.
I am. I haven't clicked on the character sheet. So I can only stand up or move away.
Stand up or crawl away. Yep. When you're prone.
And your Morning Star would no longer be in your hands.
Yeah. If I stand up, it's gonna provoke a attack.
If they have
Maybe,
it.
if they have it.
If they have it. Okay, I'm gonna chance it and stand up.
Okay. You now stand up empty-handed.
That's fine. Then I cast Phase Bolt.
At which one? The one standing in front of your face?
What's standing in front of my face?
Okay.
Most definitely, that is a natural 20.
All right.
Ooh.
Okay, so that means
That card reads Shatter the Veil. Kill all ghosts on the board.
sorry.
Let's not get over.
So Mert and Alara immediately drop dead.
no.
I will be the Blood Lord.
There can be only one.
Okay, this is a spell. Oh my god.
Yes.
Perfect timing for this. Now you see me, you become invisible until the end of your next turn or until you use a hostile action.
Wow, that's awesome.
I love it. I love it.
So you cast this phase bolt, and as it blasts into it, you just
Her
become invisible.
her patron says, "Not today."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Beautiful. I mean,
Yeah.
that's perfect.
So good.
so you roll the normal amount of dice and then double it up.
22
Okay, that's
piercing damage.
That's after the doubling?
Yes.
Okay. That's pretty good.
Let's
Take it
see.
all. Let's see, they're not immune to any of that stuff.
If the target has any circumstances, it reduces by 2 for this attack. So I guess that really
Resistances?
doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's just if he has a
Circumstance.
circumstance bonus to armor class from
I
cover.
rolled a nat
he does
20,
not.
so it's okay.
Yep. So you just blast it with that damage, and
Yep.
you become invisible. So you stand up, blast it, invisible Alara. Okay.
Ophelia.
I feel
I'm,
you.
Alara
so
could be,
stressed out.
Alara could be invisible too.
I'll take it.
I'm so stressed. I'm
You're both invisible now. Great. Yeah, this
gonna
is.
just call everyone Alara from now on.
So I just,
Alara, your turn.
vanish in
Alara,
front of
your turn.
everybody's vision.
It is Alara's turn. No, it's Amon's turn. Amon, you have 10 hit points. You are conscious. You are prone.
What the one that she just hit, the one that Ophelia just hit, how is it looking after that?
It's looking very mad.
Okay.
But-
very mad or very bad?
Like he looks okay. He's taken some damage.
He's
but
also healed twice.
He has been draining life from living creatures, so he is not that
Prey
bothered.
has also disappeared.
Okay. I will grab my machete for one action.
Okay.
Stand up for another action.
Okay.
And then,
Your shield left on the ground.
oh, well, I'll pick my shield up.
Well, your shield actually would be strapped to your hand, your arm. You would have to make an interact action to grip it to be able to like bring it to bear. So, grab the machete, stand up. Now your shield is dangling loose on your arm. Do you take a swing or do you grab it?
I'll grab, seeing Ophelia go invisible, grab my shield.
Okay.
That's all 3 actions. Okay. It is that creature's turn. It hisses with intense rage at the space where its intended target has vanished. So it'll turn its attention to the nearest thing.
Sorry.
That's cocked.
I don't think you are.
I am.
That is a 19 to hit you.
No.
Your shield is not up.
Oh,
Oh, thank goodness.
hang in there.
Claw time.
No.
24.
Yep.
Dang it.
Okay, it's only 8 damage.
Okay.
Claw number 2.
Okay.
17.
Oh,
No. No.
Okay.
hanging in there.
Oh my gosh.
It is now Lysander's turn.
I love this so much for me. Okay. I will look kind of semi-longingly at Remington,
Yeah.
and then
He's just standing like
yeah, I will
dumbfounded.
Yeah, I will cast a rank 2 action harm at Amon.
Okay.
Breaking
it comes. Here
breaking
comes
the
the
bank on these spells this combat.
So you get back 25 points of healing.
Yeah, that's a big one. Okay, that's 2 actions for Lysander. You have 1 left.
Again, you see this torn kind of expression on his face. He kind of looks at Remington, looks at Amon, looks at Remington, and then I will nudge the scales at Amon.
Okay.
So that will heal you. So 2 plus, so 4, 6. 8, 11 more.
Okay, that brings
And
us.
so you see he kind of reaches his hand out, kind of like in where he would normally reach toward Remy, and he spins, and you see this dark energy come out of his arm. All of the fleshy bits under his arm and his side just kind of vanish away and wither away as his arm kind of shakes with this power as you heal for the 11.
Flaming Sword spins his attention back to Mert. That is a 30 to hit Mert with a sword.
Because I am frightened. That is a crit.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Do I skull bone is the question. I don't think I'm going to though.
Okay. Oh god. It's 22 points of damage.
Okay.
Still standing there.
Oh yeah.
Where do we
Here
take
comes a
this from?
claw. That claw only hits an 18.
Miss.
And horribly misses with the 3rd claw. That one is done. That brings us to this guy way over here.
And I just would have, my frightened reduces at the end of my turn, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody's
Yep,
frightened
yep.
goes down by 1.
I forgot to ask on my turn, so I wanted to make sure.
No worries. It's a lot going on, a lot to handle. This guy. Oh god. He's going to fly up to Remington. The sword hits a 20.
That hits.
14 slashing damage.
Okay, he's still up.
And then the claw only hits a 13.
That misses.
Okay. Now it's Mert.
Seeing Lysander basically being a direct conduit to sustain all of us, I'll continue to hold my ground between the enemies and Lysander. Basically,
Okay.
try to keep him up, and I will re-grip my bastard sword into both hands, tighten the grip down on it, and then just start beating on this one right in front of me. I need to roll more than a 2. That's another 2.
Yep, you do.
That is a 1. So that's a fumble.
Okay.
What is going on with my dice? Yeah, I agree. Let's stick that way over there, and I'll stick with the red one.
Okay.
No. Here, you would have read when
What
roll
is your
that one.
what is your
Jeez.
third action as I'm going?
Well, my first action was the re-grip, so that's
this
all
is
3.
it. Okay, and this is a melee. You are fatigued.
Lovely.
You get
Okay.
winded.
I'll just
Winded is the name.
erase frightened and write fatigued. Perfect.
Yep. Works
Works
out the
out.
same.
I know.
Alara, it's your turn, Alara.
All right. She's the one over there that Mert's been wailing. I think that's the same. Oh,
You know that this one is very, very, very hurt, and this is the one you've been targeting with your attack
Yeah.
so far.
yeah, but I'm going to be able to do this one several times. So
Okay, it's your call.
that's a tough. Yeah, I'm going to go for the one that's causing us the problem. Well, they're all causing.
They're all
They're all
They're all causing
problems.
problems.
Yep.
But the one that's before, because I know Ophelia's about to pop back up.
So this one back here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alar's going to cast Biting Words.
Oh, okay. I hate this spell. Okay, so I need a will save, if I'm not mistaken.
No,
No?
no, it's a roll.
Oh, it's an attack
It's
roll.
spell attack.
That's right. It makes no sense how this spell works,
Yeah.
but go ahead.
Oh, natural 20.
Okay.
So 29.
So you say something really, really awful. It is going to be a crit. It's a natural 20.
Yep.
So this is going to be a card as well.
Oh my god.
boy.
So while I'm drawing the card, you think of what biting words
Oh
you're
yeah.
going to say to this guy.
Yeah, she's gonna say, your song was so pedestrian.
My funeral dirge. Okay, so it's going to do double spell damage.
Okay.
And on top of that, you have struck a funny bone. This target will laugh uncontrollably until the end of its next
wow.
turn.
I
While
love
it is laughing, it is slowed 1 and cannot use reactions.
Can you
Right.
get crying?
And someone rang a dinner bell or something. Okay.
Okay, so 2d6. Let's see. Let's go.
2d6 and double it up.
Yep.
5. I'll take that. And 4, so 9. 18.
18.
That's pretty good.
damage.
Out of
Okay.
Some backyard bullying.
And this guy, you picked the right one because, so he'll be laughing uncontrollably, slowed 1, and can't use reactions. Okay, you have 1 action left.
Oh, yes. Well, I guess my favorite one action. Let's see, who have I? I'm like, I keep track. Who have I not? Lysander.
Okay.
Guidance.
Thank you.
Round 4, it's Ophelia. You're invisible. If you do anything hostile, you will become visible.
I am going to move
Okay?
next to Remington. Right.
Okay, that's 1 action.
And I will be coming visible as I cast telekinetic projectile at this one in front of me now.
Oh, snap. Okay.
Come on.
A 16 does not hit.
It does not, sadly.
And I don't have anything to make the reroll.
No, you've used your luck and you've used your skull bone.
Yes.
So that brings us to Amon.
I'll skullbone her roll.
You'll skull bone her roll. Okay, you re-roll your attack roll.
Okay.
Thanks.
Ooh.
Oh gosh. Come on, come on. How about a 23?
That hits.
Yes.
Your telekinetic projectile, is it your skull off your staff? Slams into this creature. How much damage does it do?
3d6
Okay.
bludgeoning.
All right.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
It's gonna do 8.
Okay, it had 2 hit points
Oh.
left. So you may dispatch your foe.
Worth it. Nice.
Oh, I guess it would be moot since it's vanished. But does sneak attack count?
Don't think it was off guard too.
I was invisible.
Oh, good
Usually
point.
not, yeah. I don't think you
okay.
get sneak attack with spells. You get sneak attack with
So
ranged weapon attacks or melee attacks. However, it does have a reaction.
oh yeah,
So as it starts collapsing in on itself,
as the skull hits it in the chest,
it does
and-
its final spite. When the Cairn White is reduced to 0 hit points, it strikes before it is destroyed. But I cannot steal your life. It is a 33 as I go down.
Oh no.
Yeah, that hits.
Is it a critical?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that is 22 points of damage.
You're at dying 3.
I am.
You go to 0, you're at dying 3.
I
This is
am
really, really bad.
Do
I'm
not
at dying
die
3.
again.
over there.
Amon, it's your turn.
Well, and make your save.
So she would go to the initiative order.
Right.
That guy.
Oh boy.
Hopefully we can get something to her so we're not just relying on the dying roll.
It is Amon's turn. You see, Ophelia's run up, touched this thing, and as it dies, it kills her back.
It kills her back. Gets you backsies.
I recognize that.
I guess I didn't need to be right up on
Yeah,
it.
I don't know what you were doing, but it's
That's okay.
I
Let's
thought
just
about
keep moving.
hitting it.
I recognize that we need to take these things out as soon as possible. So I'm going to swing at the one right in front of me,
Okay,
and that is a 23 to hit,
got him.
and that will be 13 points of damage.
Okay,
I'm going to do another swing
okay.
with the same one, and that will be a 17 to hit.
Does not connect.
And then my final action will be to raise my shield.
Okay. That brings us to this two-handed creature over here with the 2 weapons that you just swung on. It'll spin its attention to you and swing with a sword. 30 to hit.
Yep.
Okay, not a critical though.
No, not with my shield.
Okay, that is 15 points of damage.
Okay, I'm in a shield block,
Okay,
and
so you take 7, shield takes 7. Is your shield now broken?
No.
Okay. All right. Claw time. Miss. And was it 12 hit?
Nope.
Crap. Okay, Lysander.
Okay. Great, love this game. I will use my last rank 2 spell.
Oh boy.
I will
Okay.
cast 2 action harm at Ophelia.
Oh god. Okay.
Don't let her go down again.
Uh, 13 plus 16. That's 28 points of healing.
29.
29 points of healing.
Oh, that almost takes me to full. I only have 32 hit points.
What are you doing with your life?
I'm just a witch.
You are just a witch.
Here's the question though. Is Ophelia even alive? Right? Because if she just went to dying 3 and already had the wounded condition.
So she's at wounded 1. She would have went to dying 2 from the crit.
And then
1
dying
makes
3.
it 3.
Okay, moving on. Okay.
Yep.
Just got stressed out.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I was
Alive
yeah.
and wounded
I'm
too.
not trying to.
Right.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
wounded too.
she's alive and wounded 2. If she goes down again
To a crit.
like, to a crit,
Over.
she's done.
Done for.
Like no rolls, no nothing. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
Okay. You have 1 action left.
I sure as heck do.
No offense, but I'm gonna stay over here.
Okay.
Hope it
I will
doesn't come
nudge
for
the
me.
scales for her. I'll
Okay.
put me at curse bound 2,
Ooh, that's so bad.
and she gains 11 more hit points.
Okay.
I needed 3.
Well, now you have 11.
He's going all out. So
Flaming sword on Mert. Over here, the guy with the flaming sword.
okay, bring it.
It's natural.
Natural 20.
No.
Remington has an action because I
I'm
did not
sorry.
command him.
Remington, yep. You did not command him, so he will do what? He does.
He can either move or strike. He's going to come back and occupy the square in between me and that flaming thing. Yep, right there.
Okay.
Sorry.
Skull bone for the 20. I'm not doing that nonsense.
Totally fine.
I gotta live.
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
Did you use your die again?
No, I'm using this one.
Okay.
Kidding me? No, that one's in jail.
It's a 22 to hit with the sword.
Does hit.
10 slashing.
Okay.
Cannot drain your life.
Yep.
The claw comes in.
And fail.
17.
Miss.
Yes.
14.
Miss.
Okay, Ophelia.
If you.
Oh, it's my turn.
Yes, it's your turn.
So you walk right up to the guy back there.
Give him a hug.
Just punch him in the face.
I might. No.
I swear to God, if you walk over
First,
there,
I'm gonna stand
will.
up.
I'll call your patron on the phone and kill him.
One action standing up.
And then, does he look really bad?
No. Yeah, they both look like they're hurt.
Ugly?
Yeah, but this one's hurt worse.
The one by Amon.
Yes.
I'm going to cast telekinetic projectile.
Okay, go for it.
Using something bludgeoning.
Okay.
Not with a 4.
No,
That's a
not with
14.
4. That's all right. Okay, so
One more action.
Some
Oh no, stand up,
weird
cast. Got it.
yep.
rock.
It is Mert's turn.
All right.
Pass
I'm
by
just
his
going
head.
all out on this guy right in front of me.
Put this guy in the dirt, Mert.
I'm gonna try. Okay, that's a little better. That's a 20.
20 is a hit.
Okay, great. And I am two-handing now, so that makes a difference.
It is, yeah. This is the flaming. Okay.
Ooh, looking good on damage. That's gonna be 22 points of damage.
Okay. Still hanging there.
Oh,
He looks-
jeez, so Pete.
Well, here comes another one.
Well, I just reminded them that these things explode.
Yeah, well,
Another 20.
Another 20 to hit?
Yep.
Gets him.
come on.
15 more points of damage.
Okay. Still there.
Oh, fuck.
Swing for the fences. Miss.
All right. That brings us to Alara.
Okay. I'm going to use one action to do biting words again. And I will use my luck on this roll.
Which one? This one over here?
The one I had originally attacked.
That's this
that
one.
one?
Yep,
Yeah.
that one over
The
there.
one in front of Amon.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're using your luck.
I'm losing my luck.
Okay. Fire away.
Fire when
Roll
ready.
twice and take the better.
Glad I did that. Do I want the 4 or the 2? Oh my god.
I'd go with the 4.
Is that your
Join the
D12?
club.
Yeah, so.
Is that your D12?
Oh, you're right. Thank God.
What? Okay. Roll a d20 twice and take the best.
Thank you, Glenn.
Advantage reduces the die
Are you
size.
looking at her dice?
Yeah, are you
Thank
looking
you
at
for
her
Are you
dice?
catching
looking?
that.
Are you looking at her dice?
Thank you for catching
Stop looking
that.
at the dice.
Okay. I'm so like riveted by what's going on. Like I've just not paid attention.
Okay.
Good
This
catch.
is like the most stressful.
Very good catch. Yeah, we're all kind of falling apart right now.
Yeah.
3 or 12, which would put it at 12 is what is it? 9, 21.
21's a hit.
Oh, sweet.
Yes.
Okay.
The biting words.
Jeez.
Okay. So okay, awesome. So
How much damage do you do?
2d6.
Okay.
3, 5, 8.
8 points of damage, and you may dispatch
Thank
your foe.
God. Okay. So
Not out of the woods yet.
yeah, no, not yet.
Close.
Okay.
Very deep in the woods.
She has no good insults. No, it's no. She's just gonna say, well, now it's time for your funeral dirge, and he will just, he will just like kind of crumple in upon himself and collapse to the ground, and now do whatever.
And the
Tell me
sword
no lies and
swings
keep your hands to
at
yourself.
Amon for 30 to hit him
Oh
on.
no, oh no.
Is that that's not a crit though?
Oh, me?
Yeah. You're the only one there. Oh no, Alara's right there.
Yeah?
No, this is at Alara.
Okay,
30
yeah.
to hit Alara.
That will hit.
Is that a critical hit?
Yes.
Okay.
I should have enough. I should have enough.
Hopefully.
I should have
That
enough.
is-
I don't know what you're gonna say, but like
20 points of damage.
I can take that.
And it crumples and is dead.
I can absolutely take 20. No
And it
problem.
is Amon's turn.
God.
I'm going to stride and then defensive advance on the one
Yeah.
remaining.
Are you going to put yourself in a flanking position with him?
Yes.
I figured that's what you were trying to
So, yeah,
Double
I guess
move?
right there, yeah. If you're flanking with Remington.
do. Yeah.
And
Okay,
then
he's off guard.
That is so flanking. Does that give me?
It gives
that's
him a
penalty
-2.
to its AC. So that is a 27 to hit.
27 is a hit.
Let's go.
12 points of damage.
Amon, to here, you may dispatch.
Yes.
Yeah, I just one clean slash across the torso.
And as you come behind it and swing through and stab it, it spins around and with that hateful red glare swings one final time on you
Oh no.
Let's go.
with its spiteful strike. Final spite is what it's called, sorry. 18 to hit.
That is a miss.
It's off of your shield and crumples into dust. And we'll see what happens to you guys
Oh man.
at the base of this cairn next time.
Oh man.
Hopefully healing. Hopefully.
I was down to the wire.
As the adrenaline
Oh my
dumps,
God.
Lysander's legs are like shaking, and he just kind of collapses into a fetal position
my
on the
God.
ground.
Yeah. You were just absolutely laying it all out, so
Yeah.
I can imagine.
It definitely took some teamwork and Drusilla's luck
For sure.
Yeah.
and
Holy crap.
to pull you guys out of that. It is not safe here in these woods.
Nope.
It's not safe anywhere.
And you still haven't made it to Iron Tavia's cottage. So we'll find out what happens with that next week. In the meantime, be sure to tune in tomorrow night at 6 o'clock Eastern on this very same channel for the Soul Severed campaign. It gets just as hairy and just as deadly there, too, so stay tuned for that. Wednesday, I'll be on Barnabas Brushes at 5 o'clock Eastern. You can check the links in the recommended channels and check that out if you like people painting miniatures.
Which
and,
everyone does.
Yapping
I
incessantly.
mean, why not?
Love it.
And we'll be right back again next week, Monday, 6:30. We might have Overwatch play Thursday. You could just check if his channel is active in the channels below. And
I'm gonna need a drink.
Critical Knowledge Friday.
Yes, we'll get there.
Critical Knowledge is dropping Friday. We're working on things to bring you content all the time, and it really helps if you guys are subscribing to the Patreon because
Big deal.
all those
Yep.
funds go back into production equipment and materials that we need to continue to produce and provide these shows for you. If you like this hairy edge of the seat of your pants, I don't even know what the metaphor I'm going.
Edge of your chair.
Fucking scary.
Yeah.
Ball sweating, edge of your seat.
I almost
Panic.
died.
Yes, you almost
Yes.
completely
I
died.
did die.
Yeah. You almost are like make new character kind of dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very, very close. And it will continue to be this dangerous as we continue
Yeah.
to press the Axon Woods next time. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Thanks everybody for watching.
I want to go
night.
home.
Bye, everybody.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
That was stressful.
This
Look.
is like the first time that Mert wasn't
You-
the like subject of all this pain.
Right. If you keep this shit up, I'm gonna start collecting fingers from your ass when
I
I
don't-
raise you back up from the ground.
I don't feel any better. Like it was
Yeah, I bet
worse.
not.
It was
Yeah.
worse to watch everybody go
Yeah.
down around me.
Yeah.
than to
It
go
was
down.
hard to. Ooh.
Well,
I want to go home. I'm done with these woods.
Mert may need to stick with the bastard sword for a while. That whole Caesar tactic he tried did not pan out.
I mean, it was good for your AC though.
it was smart to try to be defensive.
Yeah.
But when I wasn't hitting and being offensive,
Yeah.
it's not good.
Right.
Joseph is also going to go lay in the fetal position.
My job here is